Agenda.
All right, we are live.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the May 14th meeting of the Raleigh County Commission. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public comment this morning. Gary, are you wanting to make a public comment? No? Okay. Then we'll go to commission comments. Commissioner Ford?
Yeah, I gotta figure out where I put mine here. Sorry.
Okay, you want to go, so you want to?
No, just give me a second here. I deleted the wrong thing. Maybe it'll come back. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. I guess we'll start off with Monday afternoon. I attended I put April, intergovernmental luncheon at Rock and Cave. No, it's not the right one.
No.
Yeah, go on. Everything deleted on my screen, so I don't know where it's at.
14th.
Yes.
Commissioner McKenna.
So the only meeting I had this week so far was Tuesday morning was the Flint Hills Veterans Meeting. Just getting started for the early discussion on scholarships and Veterans Day Parade. I mentioned that Director Pete has asked the law board about changing policy and charging for RCPD presence at events, including parades. That led to a spirited discussion.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing though, if you pay attention to the Manhattan High track, there's a McKinley that's in the girls thing and 4x400 and 4x800 doing very well. She did not inherit that from me, obviously. I don't even run to the refrigerator during commercials.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Monday after our meeting, excuse me. We had the county officials luncheon, and topics included reorganization, process, timeframe, relocation of HR to the health department spaces, and signage we need. Tuesday, I met with some constituents who went to the Potawatomi County presentation on data centers. And apparently it was pretty contentious. And I heard that on radio. Many organizations and citizens are against the proposed center. These people are active members of various environmental groups and they're really against it. So I'll let them know when we'll be discussing it again, and I'll probably come in and make some comments.
It's on one of the upcoming agendas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't think it's Monday. I think maybe it's Thursday. Next
Thursday.
Thursday.
Could be. I remember seeing that.
yeah.
It's my presentation. Yeah. Okay.
Now let's see, Tuesday and Wednesday spent time going over some budget issues and other reading materials. Studied today's agenda and documents, including the budget requests that we'll have today, plus the draft job description of the county administrative position. I think we're going to discuss all that today. Wednesday morning, I went to Port Raleigh to get an updated yearly pass.
Need to do it.
So I always miss the exit and go down the second one. But anyway, then later went to lunch with a friend downtown and then came to my office to work on today's meeting. But I had inadvertently left my cell phone at home, so I couldn't log into the computer. I never thought about calling IT, but so so then I went home and worked on the computer. The Wednesday evening, I went to bell choir practice at my church. It's the last one of the season. We're gonna perform on Sunday, like 3 pieces, which is unusual. So had a long practice. That's it.
Yeah. Got mine pulled up finally. Sorry about that. I deleted the wrong one is what I did. Starting off with Monday afternoon, I too attended the May County Officials Luncheon. I think Commissioner Foki covered that pretty well. Tuesday afternoon, I listened in on a webinar from NACO. It's called Opportunity Zones 2.0, Economic Development and Community Revitalization. They had several people from the urban housing development, regional administrators from around the country on hand to discuss the framework for this new opportunity zones. The designation process that will start on July 1st. It much like the EPA we were discussing earlier, I got that in the open meeting. That's a challenging process too. I guess all things federal are a challenging process these days. Spent Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday at work trying to get caught back up. Also on Tuesday morning, I attended the Advantage Manhattan Investors meeting over at the Hilton Garden Inn. Got an update from members of the chamber, their economic development board on everything that's going on. Pretty well attended. Wednesday evening, met with a group at Vista last night to discuss concerns on of all things data centers. That is a conversation that is not going to go away anytime soon. Had some budget discussions, property tax, some of the usual stuff. Can't go wrong with the Vista Burger. I'm just going to leave it at that. I wanted to provide an update on the newly launched Fort Riley Safe Passage grant program. It's something that we've been working on for a couple of years here. It's being kind of ran through the Flint Hills NPO with work with Fort Riley and Lyft, not Uber, Lyft. Program kicked off on May 8th. It's supposed to run through at least July, and it's kind of trial period, I guess, if you want to call it. During the first weekend, this last weekend, 38 rides were taken. Vouchers from that grant program paid $961.03, which is about 84% of the total. The total was $1,142. That includes tips and priority rides, which with Lyft costs a little bit more. Staff and everybody, and maybe even myself, will be meeting with Fort Riley to just make sure we have some tweaks to the program so when we get to the end of that grant, we can see if we can move forward with that. But basically what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to be able to get soldiers and spouses, families to Manhattan and Junction City safely and then back home instead of them driving around or ending up in Aggieville or DUIs and everything else. So there's not really a busing program or any other program that can really do that effectively and efficiently. So yeah, trying to find a way to better connect with our soldiers and spouses, families, and particularly while everybody's deployed. So thought that I should mention that. Also needed to mention, because I don't think it would be right, but K-State losing another legend over the weekend with the passing of Jim Colbert on Sunday. I didn't know him personally, but it's hard to underestimate the contributions he's made to the university and the community. So just thought I would mention that. So yeah.
I did design one of their houses.
Oh, really?
Public house.
I went to school with the grandchildren, who's got several, but outside of that, I didn't really know him personally. I'm not a golfer, so oddly enough, he started here playing football and then moved over to golf. So, yeah, that's all I've got this morning. And Rich, it looks like Russell's trying to get in. You
Do
could,
you want him in?
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. Do you want it?
I don't.
Well, if we had public comment.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thank you. And that's all I had. There it is.
Russell, do you have a comment? don't think you can
I was
hear.
just on for an item on the business meeting in case you had any questions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Ready for business, commissioners? First item we have the motion on the highway use permit.
Let me get that pulled up here. Oh, I'm slow this morning.
Rural Water District.
Well, I'd move to approve the application for highway use permit, granting Riley County Rural Water District 1 permission to bore and install 4-inch sleeve and 2-inch pipe to service 4980 and 4970 Anderson.
I'll second.
It's so moved and seconded to approve the application for highway permit granting Raleigh County Rural Water District 1 permission to bore and install 4-inch sleeve with 2-inch carrier pipe to service 4980 and 4970 Anderson Avenue. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair, please sign. Thank you. Next, commissioners, we need a motion for the Randolph Lions Club fireworks display permit.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve the fireworks display permit for the Randolph Fireworks Show.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the public fireworks display for the Randolph Lions Club Firework Club on July 4th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign.
Actually, usually that's the weekend before, isn't it?
Yeah, usually
It's July
but the
4th.
fourth is a Saturday.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on the
It's gonna
floor.
be on-
Nice.
Thanks, commissioners.
Thank you.
Be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Well, less than 2 months away. Particularly big one this year with 250.
Just one.
Go compact or stuff like 8 million or something.
That's fun.
Next, commissioners, need a motion on the temporary appointment of a local health, program administrator.
Anything to add on that?
So again,
Anything to add on that?
not necessarily unless you guys have questions. It's just, it, the,
Formality.
yeah, it's
We have to
formality.
have Someone appointed to that.
Right, just in case, we don't anticipate that the authority needs to be used per se, but in case it does,
We have to have.
we have something.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and move the board appoint the interim director of the health department as the local health program administrator. Such appointment to last until the BOCC has determined the interim director is no longer needed.
Second.
So moved and seconded to appoint the interim director of the health department and the local health program administrator and such appointment as a local health program administrator. And such appointment to last until the BOCC has determined the interim director is no longer needed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, commissioners, need a motion for the tax roll correction.
That's the one I've been helping chase.
Is it?
Oh, fun.
I'd move to approve the tax roll correction.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the tax roll correction. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair, please sign. Next, commissioners need a motion on Riley County Employee Action Form, Stephanie Dewey, and Appraiser 1, residential, separation of service, Addison Burkeys, new hire as an intern, Community Corrections Department.
I'll make a motion to approve the requested Raleigh County employee action forms.
Second.
So moved and seconded to approve the Raleigh County employee action forms. All in favor? Aye.
All three, please sign. You. Next, commissioners need a motion to approve payroll and accounts payables.
I'd move to approve payroll and accounts payable for May 15th.
Second, sorry.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve payroll and accounts payable for May 15th. All in favor?
All
Aye.
three, please sign.
It's three.
You, commissioners, any changes to the minutes?
Didn't have anything either. Okay. I'll go ahead and make a motion then to approve the minutes as written from the May 11th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes as written from the May 11th meeting of the Board of Raleigh County Commissioners. All in favor? Aye.
Tentative agendas, look, commissioners.
So we did settle on a 10 a.m. start next Thursday for the legislative breakfast.
yeah, that's what it should.
Okay, is that what it shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know we were discussing that, so I just wanted to clarify.
Any items for next week's press conference? Okay, not yet. Jared Tremblay up at 9 o'clock.
Where's the legislative breakfast? I don't know.
I think it's at 4 pounds. Huh. Rich?
Recall discussing that about the breakfast.
Yeah, it's fine. We can pull the video, but it was discussed here in an open meeting.
Where is it at?
That's the benefit of the video. It's at the 4 points.
That's what I thought. Okay. 8 o'clock.
We can change it though. I mean, you guys don't have to go. I mean, it's up to the commissioners.
Why?
I'm definitely not making anyone go.
It better be a good breakfast for what we're paying.
Yeah. Okay, I don't
The
get it.
commissioners don't want to go, or the majority don't want to go, just let me
What's-
know. And we can
I'll go. That's
rearrange the
fine.
agenda.
That's on the 14th.
No, that's next week. That's on the 21st.
They support.
Yeah, I know, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't write it down. That's a problem.
Well, I think it was just literally confirmed yesterday. I got a confirmation a week ago, but I clarified was the deal on that. So I just wanted to clarify what time we're starting. So
Okay, so we're gonna start the meeting at
10.
Their sessions are usually an hour for some reason. This one's an hour and a half. I don't know why. And usually I think they used to start 7:30, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other problem.
They've kind of switched to that 8 o'clock format for the coffees too. This is replacing that.
I don't know why.
I
I think
can't-
most people, business people will start early, I think. That way they can get on with their day, but
Or would rather do a lunch or something like that, but
yeah, I'd rather do stuff earlier.
This is what the chambers.
Yeah, they'll have members of the legislature, and I'm gonna assume probably Dick Carter there too, I would assume, discussing the legislative session and local impact.
They got legislators there, some of them up for a while.
They all go.
A couple.
I have no
A
idea.
couple. You can name them.
I'm sure there'll be some candidates there too, probably, since it's election year. I would assume.
I would assume. I would assume, and it'd be amazing in election year, everyone shows up for these type of events.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, but I'll keep it, so.
Everyone shows up.
How's everybody this morning? Good.
Morning, everyone. How you doing?
I didn't put that down.
None of us remember discussing it. He keeps saying we did. None of us remember.
Which one?
That
What?
legislative thing.
Oh, yeah.
I said we did that several meetings ago.
I thought I
Yeah.
was losing my mind for it.
I don't recall. I think I seen that it was just at 10 a.m. and I was like, that's too far in the day for me.
Oh. It's usually not for big things like that, because they're writing this.
That's not a problem for me, because I
Oh,
wasn't
wait a minute.
guy.
That certainly is too.
Something maybe a little more
For
pressing.
some
than
reason,
that.
they're encouraging that, and that makes me feel a little better.
Although I have switched more to sweet potatoes. And I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Potato fries, yeah.
That's pretty good memory.
Sweet potato?
Some people.
Dietarily eat sweet potato fries,
I
the
love
fried part's
sweet
not good for you.
potatoes.
Yeah. The
There's not
ones
much
that
I
are
don't.
frozen,
Uh-huh.
They don't like beans.
they don't have all the coating on, you can just put it in the air fryer,
It's a good thought.
you know, then I have all that.
Air
They're
fryer,
not deep
it's the
fried.
best invention since the microwave.
Well, you can put.
I haven't-
but it
I haven't
doesn't-
figured out anything you cannot cook in an air fryer.
Be hard to get a whole turkey in there.
Well, definitely, or a whole chicken.
I do rotisserie chicken.
I've done the rotisserie chicken.
Mine's got two things in it, two baskets. And so,
Right?
First woman wrong.
I got one of those too. I think I've gone through 3 of those in my lifetime so far.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. I've gone from the small one to a little larger one to the, yeah.
Yeah, never had a George Foreman.
They work pretty good on the fly. I'm at that stage in my life where I'm enamored by kitchen appliances. Better to start watching World War II videos and stuff.
Oh,
too.
boy, there we go. That's-
I just bought one of those in March. I haven't really had a chance to use it yet, but sweet. I think my new thing is I'm getting an indoor pellet smoker.
There you go.
Indoor.
Yeah, you could do it normal. So
It's a water trapping system that pulls all the smoke into it. And you just empty the tray when you're done.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, all stays contained.
yeah, I had a friend of mine.
Really?
That, that he would cook like whole chicken.
No standing outside in 100-degree heat or the blistering 20-mile-an-hour wind in January. Just set it on the table.
Really?
Mhm.
Like in a room where you see, like, you know, this is true.
No, but
I have.
it's on Amazon. They wouldn't sell it.
I
yet.
can.
You can.
I can.
Okay.
You have one?
No, a friend of mine did, and I went over and hung out at his place, and he had 2 chickens cooking. He was doing meal prep, so he just had them in the.
That's my thought with that. Yeah.
I just sneak to a conference.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to put like a whole turkey in there, like the air fryer. I mean, it's a little bit larger than that, but for one person.
No, that's
it's
neat.
perfect.
That's neat.
I want to make a lot of beef jerky. I can tell you that right now.
Interesting.
Let us know how it goes.
We'll do. I might bring some samples down on third Thursday, maybe. Okay.
Department of Fire.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna say you can read on the fire department report.
Nobody has any faith. Yeah.
Greg and I were thinking the same thing.
Well, I guess if you wanted to, you could take it outside too.
Doesn't sound like your intent.
No. We're gonna spend $600. That should be the intent. I thought that's the whole point. I don't want to do it outside. Maybe it's like January 13th and it's negative 13 degrees and I want to do a brisket. How do you do that?
You survive the cold.
Brittany help you with your personal finances as well.
Well, I was gonna ask for a request from the steak and lobster fund.
What you're saying, John, is saw.
Huh?
You saw.
Yeah.
You get points.
And I'm reading this email.
We still use our and our Blackstone. My husband, I bought that Blackstone for my husband for Father's Day.
Oh.
I've used it twice.
Yeah.
And I use it all the other times. And he's like, can you go make this? I'm like, sure. It's freezing outside, but that's fine. That's fine.
Sounds like you have the same problem I do.
I mean, I just go cook it.
Well, like on a day like today, it's perfect. I'll stand outside. I'll put on an apron and 2 spatulas. I mean, I'll go to town, but it's negative 20 outside with a 50-mile-an-hour wind. I don't want to do that so much. Sorry.
I haven't.
That's the.
I make a lot of bacon on it. Stink up in my house.
That's true, that's.
I've done like Philly cheesesteaks, fajitas. I did that recently.
Have you ever used weights for bacon? It's fantastic if you have like weights.
Yeah.
Well, you put it on the food and it helps cook like the whole thing flat. So you don't have like those yeah, it's similar. It's just like the one I have is cast iron.
Good morning.
It's just a weight. I mean, you just put it on it.
Just been using the grill.
Yeah, that's what we do. We just use grill.
Or get a gas grill, it's just a clear glass.
I'm on the vegetable guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always been a charcoal fan, and I did get a gas grill, and it's quicker to do it on the gas than just.
No,
charcoal.
yeah, I use charcoal.
Yeah.
I like
I
charcoal.
think I prefer charcoal. I got a pellet right now. I think I prefer charcoal.
I haven't done nothing pellet yet. Another reason to get something pellet, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen those before.
And you got used to that. So that was
Mhm.
Yeah.
used to that. Went, yeah, this is a lot easier.
I gotta move my grill.
I've seen a place where you like got
Place
that
to
pretty
the
good thing.
house,
Like,
and
you
that
know,
thing
that,
weighs a
you know?
Freaking ton.
He's
That's not
dealing
gonna
with
be
those
fun to
balls.
You ever tried to put one together from hand?
Yeah, I did, and that was a
That's what I would.
pain.
Yeah. I just tell everybody, if you're going to Home Depot and getting a grill, just pay the $20.
Cause it's like
Or
when you had to
it is now,
like,
it's probably 50 by now with inflation.
it's like when you're putting the components inside the grill, like we do line up.
Blows heat up to the food, so that's nice.
Oh,
And
You know, you're.
mine, when I bought it, they missed the back
Just
screws
load it
in
in the
there.
bin and sell feeds.
Oh,
coming
no.
out.
To the bottom of it.
oh no.
Yeah, I had to go to the hardware store and buy screws.
Really good. Good lump.
And then trying to get in there
Hardly
and get that.
any good stuff. They don't get a lot of ash. Not at all.
Brittany, do you know, do we have a Styrofoam policy? Okay. Oh, dang. Job security.
You ready for Jared? You're starting it off, Jared.
I saw that list. I'll take it. Good morning, Commission. My name is Jared Tremblay. I'm the Director of the Flint Hills MPO. And I think we all know why I'm here, but it's for the 2027 local match request. So I just want to give a quick background on how our budget functions. So the way we are funded is we have an 80-20 split. 80% of the money is CPG, which are federal and state funds that come in. And then there is a required 20% match for that 80%. And that 20%, we do a proportionate percentage based on population. So, sorry, I don't understand why the formatting is off, but if jurisdiction A has 70% of the population, they're required to pay 70% of the local match and so on. So pretty straightforward. So the way we create the budget is I keep track of very detailed budget. We have projects. Then I assign hours to the projects and a cost per employee per hour. And the budget is made up that way. And we use the last 5 years. We track that to get averages to see where we're at to project the amount of hours going forward. So here, if you can see, the total budget is $308,000 for next year. 6.2% of it, or just over 19,000, is paid back at 100% through Complete Streets. So we get to cut that off right from the top. That leaves a 289, 021, 21. 80% of that is that CPG that we talked about, leaving local funds at 57, 804, 24. And then again, from there, we then split that 57, 804 up by population percentage. So just last month, we updated the population percentages, and Riley County makes up 4.3% of the MPO's population. The only population for Riley County we count is within the MPO boundary. So most of northern Riley County is not included in it. So 4.3% of 57,000 comes.
And it's just the unincorporated. It doesn't include the.
Correct. Manhattan is not included with that. Thank you. So that 4.3% comes to $2,485.58 is our request for this year. And you can see that in comparison to the last 8 years or so, we are lower this year. A large portion of that is because your population percentage actually dropped. Otherwise, it would have been just about the same as 2026. But that's our request is.
And we're actually getting the feds and KDOT to actually pay their fair share of that 80%.
Yes, so far we're looking good still so far. And we'll see in a few years, but yeah, they do pay their 80%. And it's a reimbursement system, so we front the money and then they reimburse us. So again, it's $22,485.58 is the 2027 request. I'll take any questions you have.
I'm good.
All right.
Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.
Next, Commissioners, you have Gina Snyder at 9:10.
I know, I'm gonna do it every time.
I'm gonna tie you to the.
That wouldn't.
I'm sure in some law firms that may happen.
I don't think they go over well.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, are you? Yeah.
I'm just all right, good.
Most of the headlines
Oh.
Thanks, Gary. You want me to send you the right one?
Should be sent every.
Yeah, I'll make my Cindy have it. Okay, that's so
What do you think of the came-in format today?
I heard last summer, I think they said they were having this shit, and that's what I thought.
Oh.
Change it. When they cut in from news breaks, we're having slightly problem with the
I actually thought they folded because I get up at 4:45. I was up like 4:30 to work out today. I was up working out tonight. Always turn it to K-Rock. That's what I listen to when I'm working out. Nothing.
So
Like,
that
oh,
means-
they finally shut down.
They said we're having tech when they did, because that's what I was listening to some ESPN.
Yeah,
Have they gone completely off?
that's what I thought
And
too.
then they broke in and had the news.
Yeah, you
on
get
the hour
there?
News
Uh-huh.
and said,
Yeah.
having technical difficulties. So
And
was
see,
that
I didn't hear that the
yesterday?
first time, because then when I get in my truck coming to work, it's what I'm listening to, it was that, and I was like, "Is this all of these sports guys?" And the new guy came on and said something, but he didn't say anything about difficulties. I thought, is this their new format?
I mean, I thought they have.
They've been-
Is that the one?
No. They were having technical difficulties today with all their stations. So they were doing what they could just to get something on air. Yeah, because I was concerned. I
That
said, heck,
hasn't happened very often. Thank goodness.
There a chance for rain this?
I think so. Pretty much from here until Monday, from what I heard.
yeah,
thought
it's
this
supposed to be
started
little
to see
today. It's
TV.
supposed to get mostly cloudy. It's supposed to be windier than heck today.
I noticed that.
They said the best chance Monday really for rain, but there is a little bit of chance all throughout.
Yeah.
All week.
Get it. Congratulations. That's what.
Never
I mean,
fails.
it's true. Earlier this week, they were playing pretty heavy forecast from Saturday. Had it bad.
My road is a dust bowl and it's driving slow at 20 and it's just outer.
Are you? Good.
Commissioners, I uploaded the 2026 request for MPA, not the 2027, so I just sent you the actual 2027 one. Sorry.
Well, I told you it was gonna come in lower. We'd already had the discussion. I chair that
would,
board,
but- Yeah,
so.
but it helps if I put the right document. with the- So,
I have. physical platform.
Yeah.
Well, this-
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll still get it updated and it'll be there.
yeah, I sent it to you guys and sent it to Cindy.
Oh,
so it's-
yeah. That was just my beat there. And depending on grants and other things, it could be even lower by the time we get there.
Okay, Gina, are you ready? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not a touch screen.
Oh, okay. Nice. This is fancy. Can I scroll?
Yep.
Okay. Here. Okay, good morning. Thank you for having me. It looks so good in here. Oh my gosh, it's like new and
It's not
welcoming.
1970s.
Yeah. It also feels
Yeah.
welcome. It's not so dark, maybe, I guess. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. It's lovely, lovely, love these windows. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it so much to be given the opportunity to come before you with a funding request, which is the same as it always is in years past. We have traditionally always asked for about $5,000 from the county. And as always, those funds go directly into our Clean, Safe, and Beautiful program, which is our foundational our foundational core of what we do, trying to keep things clean and safe and beautiful. We have a great relationship with RCPD. We've been working with them on the camera systems down here. Our beautification and street program, we have an employee who we've had from Big Lakes since we've always had employees from Big Lakes, but Donovan has been with us since 2019 now. And in that time period, we have expanded our footprint, meaning our services, our trash pickup, our flower baskets, Christmas lights, flag program, all of that. We've since he's been with us in 2019, we've expanded those services twice to go further and wider into district. So this $5,000 goes right into our essential services of what Donovan does every day, and that is picking up trash out of the trash cans and out of the curbs and gutters and making the sidewalks clean. And that's really what it's for. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, speaking of expansion,
Yeah.
are we gonna expand the consumption zone at some point in time?
Did you want us to?
Yeah, at least to the corner over here.
We've had some discussions, interestingly, with some stakeholders down here who would like to see. We will be getting a little bit of a facelift on our curbs and sidewalks and mill and overlay here in 2028 when the Wareham is done. But interestingly, there's folks who don't really love the paint that marks the boundary line. Like it needs to be prettier, nicer, more obvious, whatever.
Make purple.
No, that's Aggieville's job.
Oh, gotcha.
And one of our stakeholders had a really interesting proposal, and that is putting brass when we go back to put the sidewalks in, is to go back and put like a brass plate that is permanently marks the CCA boundaries. But as I was explaining to him, the boundaries, that would make it hard to move the boundaries and take them away or move them. So I don't know if it's ever going to be that pretty, but I'll take it into consideration.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Nope.
No? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Shana. Next, we have Michael Riscall at 9:20.
It's nice of you to do that.
Yeah,
It's easier to just.
Yeah.
But-
Much to explain. It's hard enough when our staff can come here, so we can't get it, so.
Yep.
2:00. No. So far. Getting some rain today. You all right? There's something symbolic about the screw there.
I have no idea. It just. It is funny.
If you need it, it's here.
All right. I forget we. Man.
That's a pretty big drawer.
I know it is. I didn't remember that. I just found some ball screw
I wasn't even thinking that. That's pretty good.
Yes.
At least I can put this one back in.
It's stuck.
You ready, Michael?
Morning.
Good morning.
If I touch this screen, would I do anything?
No, it's not.
It's not touchscreen.
Okay, we really do need to put a sign up there.
Just come around and give you some.
So you can touch your heart.
Oh. I haven't actually been up there, have to do anything yet, so
Yeah, just,
I'll probably be like everybody else.
yeah. We could make it a touch. screen.
Maybe at some point, I don't know. Maybe Corey would have to tell us if that.
I'll take money.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
It's not gonna be cheap.
Just find some more money, Brittany.
You can just come to state the lawsuit.
There you go.
You're catching on.
You know, every time I come here, I gotta bring you some goodies, so.
Looks like you got a lot today.
A lot of
Yeah, so
goodies.
you see,
Do you need some help?
so this is our
Thank
community
you.
impact report. We used to call this annual report. But,
If you like, I can just pass them down.
oh, sure.
So you got for you.
5.
You can hand out the.
You get.
We can give you back the extras.
Each take one. Thank you.
One for each. So. I really like this space after renovation. Thank you for taking the time to discuss Pawnee's budget request. And in this well, in this packet of stuff, you will find our community impact report, which used to be our annual report. You will also find a mailer that we did for all residents of our 10-county area, including Riley County. Any household with an income of $75,000 or less. And in our 10-county area, that's about 19,000 households. And this tells folks about what we do and the services that we do. This is extremely important at this time because some people are losing access to Medicaid and their coverage is being impacted. So this also prompts people to, tap into services that we provide. May is Mental Health Month, and gave you the wristbands for mental health. And there's also our budget request letter. One thing I would like to start with, since we're talking about May being Mental Health Month, I'm not sure if you know how many adults impacted by serious mental illness in the state of Kansas. So as of 2022, 532,000 people, and maybe I'm butchering that number, maybe I'm reporting a lesser number than it is, and I can verify this, but 532,000 people out of the 2.9 million Kansans are being impacted by serious mental illness. So this is significant. What I would tell you, it's one person in each household. Over the course of the past year, since we're talking about, we're going to come to this latter, we have done a lot of work to expand mental health services to residents of Riley County. One of the largest has been, I would say, the expansion in mobile crisis response services. When we became a certified community behavioral health clinic in 2022, we initiated mobile crisis response services. We started in 2024 with a team out of our Junction City office, and then expanded to our Clay Center office. And then because we have also need in all of our 10 counties, we added more teams in Manhattan. And the reason why we centered, when we started our service, mobile crisis response, put them in Junction City and subsequently in Clay Center, is because they have to be centralized, because they have to respond to folks from 10 counties, 10 county area. And we have recently gone live with 24/7 coverage. That means any individual in the community can pick up the phone and say, I need help. Their neighbor can, anyone in the community. We will reach them at the public library. We will reach them at their own home.
on this street regardless. And as a result of that, we added 10 teams. 10 teams, and this is the most comprehensive mobile crisis response program among all the 25 community mental health centers across the state of Kansas. I can proudly say that Pawnee is a proud organization for doing such a great job by expanding mobile crisis response. And as a result, we're seeing an uptick in the number of people served and people reaching out asking for help. So I would say probably doubled the numbers. As a result, you could, and this is something that RCPD could speak to. I would assume that there is probably lesser demand for co-responder because there is an increase in requests for mental health services through mobile crisis response, which is something that Pawnee has added recently. There has been a lot that we've done and we have been proud of over the course of the past year. This, I would tell you, is, and I'm not jokingly saying that, this is a good bedtime read. This is our community impact report. And the reason I'm saying it is a good bedtime read that you can read about success stories. We've changed this from calling it an annual report to a community impact report because we know that 2,500 people across Riley County who tap into our services have really found huge value, especially for those who are unable to pay. And you can read about the success stories here. You will read about mobile crisis response here. And you will also read about how we are working with law enforcement in terms of improving recovery in the community. You will also be able to hear about our STARS camp, which is the only camp across the state of Kansas that serves kids with a mental health diagnosis. Regardless of their ability to pay, this could be the only camp experience for children with a mental health diagnosis. The only, proudly saying it. You can also read about how we expanded services in the rural counties by utilizing federal funding to provide telehealth carts to some of the rural counties as well, and how we have been working diligently on helping clients who don't have access to technology that they can go to their respective health department and get their appointment there for Pawnee. We have also added a patient portal to improve access for our clients so they can, nowadays, people do everything on their cell phone. So they can, have their appointment on their cell phone. They can view their record on their cell phone. They can do all kinds of things through the patient portal. This is what I would call the true success. If you ask me what the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic model did, I would tell you, look at this. These are all the, and it gives you some statistics on how Pawnee has expanded care and expanded services to residents, not only in Riley County, but also across our 10-county area. I know that folks in the room don't have this, but if you go on pawnee.org and look for our annual reports, you will be able to see this and download it as well. And accomplishments go on and on and on. And this will be a good segue to get into this ladder, that you can view expenses here. That the largest expense for us has been wages and benefits. 80% of our revenue, or 80% of our expenses rather, go towards wages and benefits. As you all know, cost of health insurance has increased significantly. We pay millions of dollars in health insurance for health insurance costs. We don't solely rely on county funding. County funding is, I would say, a small subset of our revenue stream, but basically here you can see that we have been reaching out through philanthropy and to donors. And you can read that we have expanded our reliance on, grant funding, private donations and foundations. And so this is all here. And this brings me to the budget request. On page 1 of the letter that I have given you, you can read about our mission and the agency overview and the services. You can read also about the CCBHC model, Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic. On page 2, the governance model for Pawnee, you can also read about that. And I'm grateful for our board members who are joined us today to advocate. So thank you for being with us today. It is also something that I would also like to mention that Commissioner Ford sits on our board as an alternate board member. As part of the CBHC model, Pawnee has established an advisory board composed of at least 51% individuals with lived experience of mental illness. You can also read about our strategic priorities. I'm going to go straight to the point. Yeah. Pawnee offered mental health and substance abuse treatment services to 6,954 individuals across our 10-county area, unduplicated in fiscal year 2025. Pawnee provided mental health and substance abuse treatment services to 5,462 duplicated Riley County residents across all agency programs. This number includes 2,445 unduplicated clients served and 30 clients engaged. This number represents an increase in the number of clients served by 151 more clients than last year. This number also includes 559 clients receiving crisis services. And I would like to pause here and ask, do you know how much it costs for one episode of hospitalization? One episode. $16,000 to $50,000 for one episode. Currently, state hospitals are strained because of the shortage of beds. Osawatomie State Hospital has been consistently not having available beds, and individuals wait several days for admission. Pawnee provided nearly $21 million in services throughout the 10-county service area in fiscal year 25. The amount of uncompensated care was a little over $2.19 million. Pawnee provided $8 million in services to Riley County residents. Over $790,694 was uncompensated due to reasons such as no insurance or underinsurance. Fiscal year audited financial statements show a loss of over $2 million.
Yeah, Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, you've gone over your 10 minutes allocated. Would you like to schedule another, or how much?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had half hour. So
10 minutes.
So it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, and
I can come back.
Just
Yeah,
talk about the budget at this point in time. You can do the rest of it in a minute.
Sure. Basically, what we're requesting is that Riley County, because we have written off $790,000, we are requesting that Riley County would increase its budget for mental health by $303,738 from $350,000 to $653,738 annually. Riley County accounts for a major portion of the clients served and a lesser portion of funding. It is below the per capita. Riley County pays $4.82, spends $4.82 per capita per resident on mental health, and the average in our
Penn County area is $9.01. So Riley County spends a lot less. Request is on the letter. Sorry, I thought it was a half hour, but I enjoy being
To
here.
do that, we've got a lot of people that are presenting
Thank you.
today, so I'm sorry. but-
No, it's over.
Yeah, once you schedule time to come back and talk.
I'll come back.
You
Thank-
usually have a monthly time.
Quarterly.
Yeah, quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually every other month.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Daphne, ready?
Take care.
Getting it up for you.
That's fine, thank you.
It's a little slow, but it's coming up for you.
Good morning, commissioners.
Morning.
It's the first time I've been in here since you moved back. It's very nice. Thank you. I'm gonna take our staff members upstairs when we're finished on the second floor. That's where we were when I started working at Adibus 25 years ago. It's the closet for the fire department. So, well, thank you very much this morning for the opportunity to visit with you about our 2027 budget request. So as you know, public transportation is essential infrastructure in our communities. And this year, 2026, marks the 50th anniversary of Adibus. In 1976, we were founded by a group of Riley County seniors who back then saw the need for public transportation. And so we're looking forward as well as reflecting on the past. And we see that we have huge opportunities to meet growing needs. So as you all already know, we offer fixed route, curb to curb, and regional services. And those power economic growth, workforce success, and healthcare and education access. In 2026, so far, our ridership has increased by 26%. We have seen ridership increase monthly throughout our fiscal year of 26. And overall, we've seen a staffing increase of 9%. This is predominantly in our driver space. We were able to increase the starting wage, and we developed a new CDL training program, and that has made a significant difference in our ability to hire and retain employees. So we always like to share with you why riders are using our services. 55% of riders are going to work or to school. 30% are going for shopping or recreational visits, and 10% are going for medical appointments or other social service needs. Our top 10 stops on the fixed routes in Manhattan and Riley County are listed there for you. And then our top demand response or curb to curb services, the top 5 trips are listed for you. So Walmart is of course number 1, not surprisingly, and Big Lakes is our number 1 stop on the demand response side. So we were able in January of this year to implement a expansion of our K18 connector. And this now goes from Walmart in Manhattan to Walmart in Junction City. We have stops in the industrial park near the airport, including Florence and I can't think of it. What's the drawing a blank over there?
Ogden.
Well, no, there's another stop over there. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yes, and it goes to Ogden. And this is a huge improvement for services to people in Ogden. And we've seen ridership increase by 113%. So that's pretty remarkable. So we wanted to discuss some of our planned growth that we would like to implement. So last year we finished our transit study. And we are going to take a phased approach to implementing that as we have the local dollars to do so. We also are working with the city of Manhattan on an infrastructure improvement at 5th and Leavenworth. We'll be moving a bus stop to be right in front of the high rise and closer to the senior center. We're funding some ADA improvements as well, sidewalk improvements, and there'll be a bus pull out at that location. And we continue to seek ways to improve our fleet. Our fleet is aging, and it does cause increases in our maintenance costs. We have recently taken delivery of 3 new buses. But we also are looking to the future and looking for ways in which we can improve the type of vehicle that we deliver. Finally, and very excitingly, we've recently signed a contract for new dispatch software. It's called Spare, and I will come and talk to you more about that over the course of this summer as we implement. But it basically, to let you know, we're going to go from the Stone Age to the Space Age with this software. And it is going to allow the public to have a greater interface and interaction with the technology. We'll always have that personal touch, and the dispatchers will always be available to assist customers, but this will give the customer an opportunity to directly interface with the software. We've talked about this in the past, but I just wanted to go over it very briefly with you. As you know, we're the direct recipient of federal and state urban transit dollars. And we come to the table with 70% of the operations already in hand. But we do require a 30% local match. What that means, though, in terms of the public investment, is that for every $1 that you invest in transit infrastructure, we generate $5 in economic return. So that brings me to our ask. Our current funding is $170,000. We're asking for a 5% increase, or $7,500. We will be using that money to manage inflation and rising costs of fuel, health insurance, and our technology enhancements. So that $7,500 leverages an additional $17,500 in state and federal funds. Our total request then is $177,500. And that leverages $414,167 in state and federal funds. So I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have. Thank you all so much. Appreciate your time.
Next, Commissioner, you have Virginia Peterson.
Catch up here. 10 minutes isn't a lot for each of these, so I don't know.
Hey, that's at your guys' discretion. So that's what we've done the past couple of years is 10 minutes.
I guess they're longer this year.
Was the one was, all the rest have been short.
Everybody else is.
Had 5 minutes extra.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that later. I have a thought.
Okay.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I am Jenny Peterson, representing the Riley County Genealogical Society, and I may catch up a little time for you here.
Okay.
We are fairly simplistic compared to some of these others that are here requesting today. But as you know, we're housed in county property at the Platt House, which was built in 1871. We do try to keep it up to date as best we can. We appreciate the $3,500 we've received from the county commission yearly, and that is our request again for this year. If you could continue that to help cover some of the costs of the utilities primarily is how we use it. This year we have also used the county, and we want to thank you for the fact that they stepped in last summer and rebuilt our entrance porch, which was rotting away at the base. So now we don't crash through the boards anymore like we were doing. And also we had a galvanized pipe from the bathroom into the basement that cracked, and they had to come in and repair that recently. So much appreciate the fact that those structural issues are still helped by the county when they occur. But in my 4 years as president, these are the first two things we've had to really ask for and get help with. As you know, we're a volunteer agency. We have no paid staff or faculty and no paid staff, I should say. We are all volunteers. About 14 on the board, another 15 or so that keep the library open on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of community members who are part of our society. We have over almost 500 non-members and another 560 members who have come through our doors this year or in 2025. So we are providing services here in the county. We had a class from K-State that brought the whole class in to do research in our library, class on death and dying and figuring out who's buried in Sunset Cemetery that we might know more about and why they died. It was kind of interesting working with them. Lately, we've been working on a couple of big projects. One is to update our website. Given the technology that's changed in the last 12 years, we are improving the ability to view our holdings and see us in a new light, again, modernizing. We've also become a Family Search affiliate library for the first time. So we now have access to more information from that agency. And we've also been adding some other software packages to our holdings because a lot of people come in and use our computers and sit there and work in the library to research. Newspapers.com is a big attraction. A lot of people come in and use that. As you know, we're a repository for a lot of county documents, probate records, naturalization records, voter lists, town histories, searchable maps, and things of that nature, and that continues. We publish Kansas Kin twice a year, which when you think about genealogy, you think about family history, but family history is really community history, regional history, and why people came here and what led them here. These last two issues have been doing a series on the military trail that used to run from Fort Leavenworth to Fort Riley and was one of the main conduits for people who were moving here in the day. So we also have had fantastic turnouts for our Sunday programs this year. Had 110 one day. We were talking about that big foolishness called Tuttle Creek Dam when it went in the 60s, but it drew a crowd. So we're excited about the fact that people know we exist and come out on Sundays. We also have monthly roundtables that draw a different crowd and monthly webinars. And the big project that we've been working on for the last couple of years was the Walking Through History on the Linear Trail. I've told you before about the first 5 markers that went up 2 years ago, and we've just gotten approval for our next 6. So we're excited to have those. We're currently waiting for the invoice to come in, see how much they're going to cost, but we've got the funding for them. So I think they'll be able to get up in place this year. So, and a new coloring book is coming out related to the same things that are on the plaques, basically around the new ones that are coming on the Canton town site, the opening of the Kansas Territory, the town site of, well, the town of Boston site, flooding in Manhattan, railroad's impact on Manhattan, and then the Platt House history itself, where we're housed. So are there any questions? Thank you so much. And I think you're about on time again. So
You're right.
Good morning. Okay. Yeah. If you click on this slide, see there, I don't know if you had 4.
Nobody wants to come over here.
Who wants to sit in the front row?
Okay, yeah, so, no, you're okay, if you wanna click that. Yep.
Full screen.
Okay, so this is probably about as big as.
Okay,
we
so
can
just.
get. Yeah, you can scroll down.
Page down.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And then we'll all do. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, join the club. It was about time.
Nice digs.
Thanks.
First time I've been here. This
Yeah.
is great. Yeah, you did a great job on it.
It's not a touch screen, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Ready, Kevin?
Yes. We're waiting for everybody to find a seat, really. So,
Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I'm Jason Smith, President and CEO of the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your continued partnership with the Manhattan Chamber on our regional economic development efforts. Today, I want to walk briefly through our 2027 request and provide some context around the return Riley County continues to receive from the investment in economic development, entrepreneurship, and military affairs. And let me see if I can figure out how to make this work. So. Our 2027 request is 100,000 with 50,000 dedicated to military relations and 50,000 dedicated to entrepreneurship and small business through Innovate 24. This request reflects both growth of these initiatives and the increasing importance of supporting Fort Riley entrepreneurship and small business across the region. Our economic development work is broader than simply recruiting new companies. Our team works across business attraction, retention, expansion, talent development, entrepreneurship, and military relations. You hear more details today from the directors of those two particular initiatives that are requesting the funding, but I wanted to frame how these efforts work together as part of a larger regional growth strategy focused on jobs, investment, and long-term tax-based growth. The outcomes of these efforts continue to produce measurable results for Riley County. From 2000 to 2024, chamber-supported projects have generated more than 2,400 jobs in the region. In 2025 alone, we're able to see substantial growth in projects including Amazon, Torgerson Electric. These two projects are expected to generate roughly 100,000 annually in new county property taxes. In addition, in 2026, we saw the expiration of the Civic Plus tax abatement, which is expected to generate another approximately 100,000 annually for Riley County. Those are real additions to the county tax base resulting from projects that are already announced or completed. They are direct property tax payments from the company and do not account for thousands of other dollars generated by employee spending, residential property taxes that will be added because of the increased economic activity. Beyond direct projects, our economic development partnership also supports a number of broader community initiatives that reduce burdens on local government while improving regional competitiveness. That includes chamber and private sector funding, business attraction retention, acquisition efforts tied to future Riley County Business Park development, support for the Child Care Accelerator, regional site readiness, and assistance with programs like Make My Move. These efforts are increasingly important to keep Riley County growing into the future. The Chamber's overall economic development budget for 2027 will approach $1.4 million. The majority of the funding comes from private sector investors through Advantage Manhattan, along with significant support from the City of Manhattan. Riley County's investment allows the county to participate in a significant, larger regional economic development strategy at a cost well below what some other counties have to pay for similar service. When you look at the long-term funding history, one thing becomes clear. The Chamber's economic development efforts have increasingly relied on substantial private investment and expanded city participation. That public-private partnership model has allowed us to scale efforts well beyond what traditional funding can do alone. So in terms of the two particular programs, military relations remains one of the most important areas of focus for our region. Fort Riley continues to be one of the largest drivers in Kansas, and our community's ability to support and strengthen that relationship matters greatly to this county. The military relations budget now totals approximately $175,000 annually through contributions from the city, Riley County, Advantage Manhattan, and the Little Apple Brigade, as well as other fundraising activities. Entrepreneurship and small business development have also become a significant larger focus area over the past several years. Innovate 24 and its partners continue to expand entrepreneurial support services, business consulting, and access to capital throughout Riley County and the broader region. The Innovate 24 budget now totals approximately $400,000 annually, supported by the city, philanthropy, SBDC funding, and regional partnerships. As mentioned earlier, the requested investment in programming is less than many other Kansas counties, including the other counties in the Manhattan metropolitan area. As shown on the slide, Geary County invests approximately $220,000
annually into economic development and the military affairs programming through the Junction City Chamber, while Potawatomi County invests roughly $250 annually into economic development services. Our request today remains modest in comparison, particularly considered the scale of activity and private investment being leveraged in Raleigh County. In conclusion, I want to reiterate that the efforts of the Chamber's Economic Development Program have demonstrated and documented returns to the county. In fact, the additional funding requested for 27 is roughly 25% of the additional revenue that has been generated beginning in 26 for the county through these efforts. In other words, you don't have to take from something else in order to increase your investment in these programs. Finally, you all, as well as the Raleigh County Rural Economic Development Committee, have expressed support for small business, entrepreneurship, and military, and all funds being requested will be spent directly on those programs and not for other economic development activities. So with that, I'm going to ask, believe Christian is next. So.
Good morning, Chair Folk and Commissioners, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today and for your continued partnership and support for military relations efforts throughout Riley County. Military relations is far more than events and ceremonies. As its core, it is about protecting one of the largest economic engines in our region while strengthening the long-term relationship between Fort Riley and the Flint Hills community. Fort Riley generates more than $2 billion in direct economic impact and over $4.4 billion in impact across the region. Thousands of jobs, businesses, schools, healthcare systems, and families are directly connected to the strength and stability of Fort Riley. Fort Riley's future and our region's future are directly connected. Over the years, this community has shown what strong partnerships can accomplish. We have supported BRAC-era advisor advocacy efforts, worked alongside local, state, and federal partners on projects like the DSIT Airport, and advocated for military spouse license reciprocity to reduce barriers to employment, and continued expanding programs that support quality of life retention for our soldiers and families. Most recently, we saw this strength of that partnership on full display when the Army announced potential changes impacting the Fort Riley Museum, the Commanding General's Mounted Color Guards, and concerns surrounding the future of services at Irwin Army Community Hospital. What followed was a unified effort across the local, state, and federal levels with community partners, veterans, and military advocates all coming together to communicate the importance of these programs and services to not only preserving the history and heritage of Fort Riley, but in protecting the direct impact that our soldiers, families, retirees, and veterans in our entire community have. Because of that advocacy and partnerships, those facilities and programs were preserved, and we now have seen strengthened collaboration and partnership opportunities between IAC and the VA that continue to improve access and support for our military-connected community. That same spirit of collaboration continues today through initiatives like the newly signed construction agreement between USD 383 and Fort Riley. That agreement is not only an example of innovative partnership between the installation and local leaders that creates efficiency, strengths relationships, and provides long-term benefit to both communities. As we have seen over the past years, change is happening across the military and defense landscape. And whether it is force structure discussions, healthcare transitions, modernization efforts, deployments, leadership transition, community partnership is becoming even more important. Strong relationships, strong partnerships help ensure this region continues to adapt, advocate, and remain positions as a well-partnered in Fort Riley. That brings us to where we are today, which is to focus on retention, workforce development, and quality of life. Initiatives like Victory Welcome monthly related community engagements, Keep Tours, deployment support initiatives, the rodeo, Veterans Day activities, transition efforts designed to connect soldiers and families to this region, support them through their time while they're encouraged to stay, work, and invest here long term. Last year alone, these efforts resulted in nearly 20,000 personnel interactions with soldiers, families, retirees, and community partners, helping strengthen relationships, improve retention, reinforce the connection between Fort Riley and the foothills. That work is becoming even more important as employers across the region continue for skilled talent, whether it's in-bath, healthcare, manufacturing, education, or small businesses and companies are increasingly interested invested in hiring military connected veterans because of the leadership skills and experience. As the 1st Infantry Division now prepares for another deployment cycle, Fort Riley experiences another significant transition of senior leadership across the installation. Continuity and trust becomes even more important, and military commands change, but strong community partnerships remain the same. Those trusted relationships are really that glue that helps hold the community together and ensure soldiers and their families left behind continue to feel supported, connected, and cared. Looking ahead, our goal is to build and continue on the trust and partnerships that have been established over decades while positioning Riley County and the Flint Hills as a national model for military community partnerships, workforce retention, and support for our soldiers and families. Last, I would like to thank my Military Relations Executive Committee for their continued advocacy, leadership, and commitment to the mission of supporting Fort Riley service members. And thank you for the support and partnership of your investment. And I'll now turn it over to Seth.
Hi, good morning, commissioners. My name is Stephanie Pierce. I'm the executive director of Innovate 24. We're a non-for-profit organization here in Manhattan that focuses on serving entrepreneurs. Our mission is to create, attract, and grow innovative startups that bring new jobs, new investment, and net new dollars into the region. We help entrepreneurs succeed, and when they succeed, Riley County benefits. We are led by a strong volunteer board drawn from local business and civic leadership and staffed by myself, Stacy Wirtz, and Tiffany Opelt. We provide customized growth path roadmaps, practical business workshops, and access to microloan and matching capital and connections to partners. So we don't try to serve as the whole building, we just try to serve as the front door that connects the entrepreneurs to the support that they need. Many of our programs really kicked into gear in 2025, and I want to spend a little bit of time on this slide and those impacts that were made in the past year. We engaged with more than 90 entrepreneurs. Of those, 7 launched new businesses, and total supported the creation of 47 new jobs in the region. Since 2021, we've facilitated over 2.5 million in matching loans, and in the past 2 years, 1.57. So that's not just loans that are going out, but those are matching loans that are coming from traditional financing as well. So that's over double the investment that is occurring. Of these totals, over 995,000 are loans that were made directly in Riley County, and 197,000 are loans that were made outside of the city limits in those matching funds. Those are also matching traditional bank loans or other capital that was in place. These matching loans increase investment in the local economy throughout the entire county. So organizations like ours don't fund ourselves. Every service we provide, every loan we facilitate requires sustained public investment. When that investment disappears, so does that infrastructure that entrepreneurs depend on. So every dollar that's invested in Innovate 24 is a multiplier. Those are new businesses that create jobs, generate tax revenue, and keep dollars that are circulating locally. This investment doesn't just help one founder, it benefits the whole county. Looking ahead, we're continuing to launch new programming that focuses on building coordinated startup pipeline, creating structured for validation frameworks, and connecting entrepreneurs to the right capital at the right time. We respectfully request your continued investment in Innovate 24, as your support allows us to support more entrepreneurs, facilitate more of these loans, and create more economic opportunity across the entire county. So thank you for your time.
So I just want to come back up and thank you all again for your partnership over the years and for considering our request, and happy to answer any questions, and just thank all the folks from the Chamber of Military Affairs and Innovate 24 who came out to support us today. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Down there, everybody. Wants to hear the rest of the presentations?
Gotta think about that.
Everything takes money.
Okay, never
We have a lot of space now.
It's the first time that this place has been.
How you doing?
Not keeping a low profile.
Yeah.
Conservation District, ready?
Spatial.
Soil conservation, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Scott, you're next.
Okay.
Scott, next.
Yep.
We're behind 5 minutes, but.
Well,
Oh,
get her in a
Sorry.
different year for you.
So sorry, I skipped yours.
No problem. I've been known to clear a room, but that was. I'll go grab a group of people if it helps, but long story short and a little bit in between is absolutely no change, no increase in our funding request for this year. Thank you for all the support. In prior years, we're still at 55, I believe 136 from county, but our budget's a lot more than that. And most of that is tied into the NRCS and Kansas Department of Ag funded positions that give us boots on the ground, especially when NRCS resources are not available, such as during the government shutdown and in between. We have a Department of Ag funded archaeologist and a field soil conservation technician. And that's a long way of saying he goes out and designs the terraces and the waterways and the ponds and the livestock water systems that we help farmers and ranchers build. Couple of things in between. Board member Stan Johnson retired at our last annual meeting, 24 years, I believe, just amazing. And our new board member is Dalton Henry. So he started with us in February. NRCS staffing remains on hold as one of the federal governments. So that's all TBD. And in between, we're trying to help out every which way we can. Locally, our NRCS staffing is kind of on loan from the Alma office. But that group is very committed and doing everything they can to keep those federal EQIP projects moving. I mentioned we have two positions that are primarily funded by the Kansas Department of Ag and NRCS. We're waiting to hear, and that fiscal year starts July 1. So we're getting up against it, not hearing anything negative that we think these positions are going away. But that'll be a really big deal if that doesn't get funded and slow us down quite a bit. So we'll keep you posted on that. I'm very, very optimistic. We do know this Kansas Department of Ag's funding for our operational budget as in years past, and great news on that. Just found out maybe a couple weeks ago, and it was after I submitted the packet. So this is slightly different than what's reflected in there. Historically, that Kansas Department of Ag has matched the county contributions up to $25,000. And last year, we got $34,000. Great. This year, they bumped it up to 50. And that's the maximum that has been lobbied for and applied for, and kind of the next long-term scheme of, hey, it used to be up to 25K, now let's get it up to 50K. The caveat to that is going to be, it continues to be up to that amount and not thou shalt receive that amount. So it's every year, we'll kind of find out this time of year if we're able to do that. It's great news for us. Probably our biggest financial change is, and our district was heavily involved in creating this and funding this and supporting, not funding, but supporting this, is benefits packages for eligible district personnel. And that's a big deal, and it's a massive change. And that's all part of a statewide effort to attract and retain better talent. We had just a terrible turnover problem due to things like no access to benefits. So a huge mark forward, and that comes with a cost, employee costs, but knock wood. And so far, we're not needing to pass that over to the county budget. So there's our state matching. And once again, I led with this and I'll end with this. No other significant changes, no increase in our funding request. This is delightful to be talking in a room full of grown-ups. I've spent the prior part of this week with wave after wave of sixth graders. So God bless our teachers.
Still here.
Any questions, thoughts, concerns? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, God.
Thank you.
It's time for Liz Hawley. Hi, Liz, how you doing?
I was worried you weren't gonna be here. Your automatic reply said you were out of the office, and I was like, oh.
Because she's here.
That's
Oh.
Well, Lori had this down to a science, so I'm gonna try to, you know, do
Yeah,
it for
this is
her.
your first, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. I came with her last year, but I didn't talk through all of this part, but. So as you know, Big Lakes has been providing services since 1973. We're 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, through holidays, through snowstorms, through all of it. We're currently serving 229 clients. It's not, hold on, it's not scrolling for me. There we go. We provide adult day services, residential services, community-based employment, and training, community employment, and case management. We are currently serving 160 clients from Riley County. Manhattan Day Services is serving about 142 clients, and the Clay Center program is serving 13 clients. Residential services provided to 117, and we own 17 group homes, 16 of which are in Manhattan, and we have one in Clay Center. We also provide supports to clients who live in their own apartments in the 4-county area through our independent living program. County mill levy dollars are expended to support transportation services. Transportation is not an allowable expense under Medicaid HCBS funding, and the primary funding source for our service at Medicaid or for Big Lakes. Medicaid is about 83% of our budget. So we maintain a fleet of 43 vehicles for 149 clients, and we provide transportation to them from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. We have large wheelchair accessible buses, 2 smaller passenger and smaller passenger vans and cars. We have 4 county bus routes, and they provide transportation Monday through Friday through to 44 clients to and from our day service centers. An additional 105 clients use transportation services as part of our day and residential programs. The Riley County Day Program route has about 17 regular riders. And KDOT provides a stipend of $10,000 a year to Big Lakes for administrative expenses under the 5310 program. And expenses for transportation are paid for using those KDOT funds, county mill levy, and fees paid for by the clients. We do rely on the out-of-bus programs, and that's an important part of what we do. However, out-of-bus demand response works well for a few who can use it. We have many clients who need more support based on their level of disability for more staff support, vehicle accessibility, flexibility of hours, and the affordability to use that. We have some clients that also use the demand response for employment purposes. Most of our clients do not have the intellectual capacity to navigate the transfer system. Many require 24-hour supervision for their health and safety and the safety of others. And they also have some behavioral issues that can be limiting based on the out-of-bus policy, understandably. So clients who live outside of Manhattan city limits also may not have access to out-of-bus services to their homes. We charge our clients a $75 flat fee for unlimited trips to and from the center, employment access, community outings, shopping, medical appointments, and more. We did increase the fee by $10 in January due to the increasing transportation costs. Clients receive income from Social Security that is well below the poverty level. On average, it's about $1,000 per month. So our clients could not afford these transportation services if it was not for this support we get through the county mill levy. Because that $1,000 is expected to include rent, food, utilities, transportation, clothing, and Medicaid just does not pay for those things.
99% of our clientele do not have the intellectual or physical capacity to drive. Residential services has to have vehicles available for the evenings, nights, weekends, to use at each group home, and then also vehicles available for our independent living clients. Those same vehicles are then used in our day program. We are requesting a 2% increase from the county mill levy appropriation for 2027. That's an increase of $4,654 from last year. Big Lakes continues to apply. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to mention. Sorry. Just for Riley County alone, we drove 163,417 miles in 2025, and that was over 76,000 rides. So we are coming and going using those vehicles all the time. We apply for those KDOT capital grants that utilize county mill levy as a match to replace those aging and high mileage vehicles. Our fleet is much older than it used to be just because of the availability to get vehicles and things. And maintenance on them is the other day, I think we had like 7% of our vehicles in the shop. So it's can be an intricate process, but the cost of maintenance is increasing. And Big Lakes isn't planning on expanding services in 2027 due to the restrictions I just heard him talk about, with recruitment and turnover and things. But we have had some new admissions. We did open a home. We had some clients that were showing more in level of independence than they were currently living in. So we opened a home that was vacant for them to be able to do that. Other than that, it's just been through natural attrition that we have taken in new admissions. Inflation has had a significant impact on our budget over the past 2 years. Our projected budget for 2026 reflected an 8% increase over 2025 to better align with these ongoing cost pressures. Some of the most noticeable are the rising costs of fuel. I'm sure we are all feeling that. As an organization, we use about 3,750 gallons of gas each month, making us particularly sensitive to the fluctuations in fuel prices. And I kind of just provided some showing you the difference there. At $3.40 a gallon, that's $152,000. At $4, that's $180,000, which is kind of the range we're in now. So that makes a pretty significant difference in our budget. So it's still too early to finalize projections for 2027. However, there are several factors that indicate continued financial strain. Inflation has risen approximately 4% this year. We also experienced a 58% increase in vehicle insurance costs in 2026, alongside limited market availability, rising vehicle prices, and maintenance expenses, as well as the length of time that vehicles are in the shop. And there's no anticipated decreases to that. Our projected budget for 2026 was $13.1 million. So that's where we'll kind of set our base to start off looking at 2027. Like I said, over 90% of our funding is obtained through federal, state, and county tax entities. Medicaid is the primary source. And a lot of that is really in flux right now, which creates a lot of issues with being able to pay a competitive wage. We are currently starting out at $16 an hour. It's a 24-hour job, and you are responsible for life-sustaining care for clients. So it can be pretty difficult to provide that care at times. Very rewarding, but it's not easy. The legislature did pass a 6% increase this year with a projected 4% for next year. That's really great. We're trying to look at how we can best put that towards direct support professionals particularly. However, I know I've talked a little bit about policy changes, but right now our current funding system of everybody being frozen in their rates with anybody new coming in the system under a middle of the road rate is supposed to expire in July 1st. And they do not have a plan for changing that or what we're going to do moving forward. So it's just very in flux and not really sure the timeline of when our rates might change. Also, I know last year I talked about them wanting to do unbundling for day services. They are still planning on doing that. They are looking at 3 different services, all 3 services paid at different rates. We have no idea what those are going to be yet. And then once they're finished with unbundling day services, they're going to work on unbundling residential, which is kind of subsidizes a lot of our services. So those are some really difficult things to try to figure out what our budget looks like and make those decisions now. However, with as many openings as we have and staff working 90 hours a week, we have to do something now to try to recruit more staff. So that's going to be our biggest focus, as it's kind of our biggest obstacle to providing and expanding services. We currently have 36 full-time equivalencies open. I think that's about 88 positions total. So they're also looking at addressing that conflict of interest for case management. So that's going to be really unclear as to how that affects our budget. They are going to start the community support waiver. I know I've spoke to you guys about that community support waiver and my concerns. That's not something Big Lakes is looking at doing because we don't have the capacity to add another service to what we're already doing with the staffing shortages that we have. I think the state was originally looking at making 500 offers across the state to that, and now they're only looking at 250. And I'll kind of talk about that later when it comes to the wait list. But our ability to increase revenue is really limited. We don't have the option to raise our rates or anything like that. So we rely heavily on fundraising and grant opportunities, but those are limited often to more capital things versus operational. The foundation determines the level of giving towards Big Lakes operations, and each January they make that decision, and they've done that since 2018. In 2026, the foundation will provide $175,000 towards operational expenses. The local and statewide waiting list continues to grow despite attempts to cap that wait list. They wanted to cap that and not let it grow. However, that's kind of been put on hold with the new community support waiver. So it has grown up to over 9 years again, and we are sitting at 4,919 people on the wait list across our state. 128 of those people are in our 4-county area, and 48 of them are in Riley County. We have stopped admissions, like I said, so there are clients who, according to the state, are no longer on that wait list because they received their Medicaid funding, but we cannot take them into services. So they're sitting on another invisible wait list to get into services. Our goals for next year continue to be what they have been, provide quality services for individuals currently enrolled, fill open beds in residential as they become available, which then also would bring them into day services most of the time, and increase community employment and fill staffing vacancies. That recruitment and retaining is a huge focus for us right now, as that is our biggest thing. In late 2022, the Big Lakes Foundation launched a $2 million 2-year campaign called Raise the Roof Project for needed improvements. We are just approved some of those. We had a long wish list, but of the things that we're prioritizing and going to be putting that out for bid soon. We are at about 92 to 93% of our 10 and 10 campaign to help put money towards that endowment to support our operations and those capital expenses. We launched that big improvement campaign to make needed improvements. We are modifying group homes to make our bathrooms more accessible. We have modified a staffing apartment to be able to support a couple more clients in that location that need more support that home offers versus the home that they are in, as our clients are aging. We're looking at siding and fencing and all the things that you see with a home. So kind of in conclusion, Big Lakes continues to need the support of all 4 counties it serves to maintain a transportation program that is essential to the people we serve. Without the support, Big Lakes could not provide the services and supports necessary for living, and we're really appreciative of the steadfast financial support from Riley County. And then I have provided some budget historical information and kind of preliminary upcoming into next year. Do you have any questions for me? No. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Commissioner Emily Wagner.
Next, you need a minute? Do you need a minute?
I just need special.
Okay.
I'm not everybody else.
Yeah, you know. Good, good.
Oh, this is nice. That's okay. I'm at this age where I'm like this, so this is great. This is great. I'm Emily Wagner, the Manhattan Emergency Shelter Director. Just asking for the same appropriation request that we have. I've not increased that request, also for the same things. I know you guys can read through this. We're still doing the same things. I think the newest program I just wanted to touch on was our outreach program that we had started late last year. Still doing that. We're working in conjunction with Be Able and some other community resources to try to do the outreach. We have a grant right now for that, which is great, but it's going to end in 2030. And so right now I'm just trying to figure out what we'll do past that point. This was stimulus funding, so it's not something that we're going to have access to again. So we'll see how federal programming kind of pivots, and outreach is a big initiative right now. So I think there will be additional funding we'll be able to piggyback onto, but we'll see how that comes. I figure right now I've got 3.5 years to figure that out. I'll figure something out. You can see our budgetary figures. That home ARP grant there at the bottom, that is the grant that we're using some of that for outreach. It's also salaries, paying for a new case manager, shelter operations, some of those sorts of things. It is very program specific, so it's not used for things like operating dollars and night staff salaries, that kind of stuff. So what we're asking for again is just salaries for our night staff. That's considered an operational cost, and I'm sure you all know a lot of the funding available, especially in this community, does not pay for operation expenses. They don't want to do salaries and things. It's kind of one-off projects, which is great for when we need to get things done, but just the sustaining of agencies and those operational costs can get difficult to kind of piece together. And so we ask specifically from the county, we feel like one of the best services we have is that we are open 24 hours a day and staffed 24 hours a day. And in order to do that, I do need to have 2 staff there at a time. We have a 9,000 square foot building that takes a lot of monitoring, especially with the clientele that we have overnight. So I am a stickler for having 2 staff there at all times. Right now, it's mainly college kids. We do have some non-traditional students, but it's a great gig for college students. They get a lot of managerial experience. They learn how to deal with people from all walks of life. So great experience for them, and it helps us with some part-time labor. Also, probably one of the cheaper ways that we can staff that piece of it. And then our goals, right now, everyone has asked about federal funding. We have lost some federal grants. Our EFSP grant, which is Emergency Food and Shelter Program, used to be FEMA. So that program is done now. And I know, John, you worked on that with us. We have not heard of any new funding for that program. So that's stalled out. And then we're just seeing small cuts with our federal grants. I think really where we're going to see the biggest hit is 2027. So when we're working with our federal grants, they start on a July 1 calendar year, and they split 2 years. And so I'm working on 27, 28 funding right now. And that's where it's looking to be a little bit dicey. 26 funding was already in most budgets. And so we still got 26 funding. It's 27 funding that's on the chopping board. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. We are fortunate to have been and growing our endowment and some of our other funds, so we can borrow off of those if we need to. We did have to do that this last year because we went almost 8 months with no federal funds, and luckily we had our community foundation funds there to do that. But I don't ever want to have to do that again. That's a scary position to be in without having your funding for that long. So, and the other thing we're doing is just looking for additional space. As we add programming, we are maxed out in space at the shelter, and so I feel like we're kind of on top of each other right now, and we're big on confidentiality. And so I need to be able to provide spaces that are private for our staff to meet with clients. And so we're looking at some different office space, trying to figure out how we can make that work, maybe partner with some other agencies. Not sure yet how we're going to do that. And it'll probably just be more administrative. services moving to that office space because obviously we have to have shelter coverage 24 hours a day. So we can't leave that area. Otherwise, I guess any questions? Nothing. Okay, thank you. We always appreciate you guys helping us with this piece of it. So thank you for entertaining us and letting me come today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready, Kevin?
Learning to do everything with one hand.
That does not look good.
It's, like I said, my shoulder is angry.
I'd be angry as well.
Thank you.
My options are to have surgery or a shoulder replacement.
Oh.
And I trust you realize that this report that I have was all typed up with one hand, so. I'll forget that.
Good hand? Are you southpaw?
I really lost without my right hand, I'll tell you. Anyway, good, as I say here, I'm Kevin Larson. I'm here today to represent the senior citizens of Riley County. I am your appointee to the Area Council on Aging and have been elected president of the council. I come here today to share the budget request of the different agencies that are part of and are represented in the area council and depend upon the budget allocations given to them by the Riley County citizens as determined by their representatives, which are you, the county commissioners. You have their request before you. So I rise to speak on their behalf and in turn speak for the vulnerable of Riley County, the seniors who over the past years of their lives have helped make Riley County what it is, and now in the waning years of their life find value and in reality depend upon the services that are provided by these agencies. The seniors have given in the past and now they deserve to have these needed services be given. All of these agencies provide. Now, do I have a chance to show up here where your request is or? And so I think that would be wisest to have a request up there.
Yeah, it's on our screen, it's sideways.
Yeah, it's sideways. Oh, it's sideways? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can turn my laptop to the side, I guess, but yeah.
Okay.
I've got a printed copy of it too, so it should be okay.
So all of these agencies provide a crucial service to the senior citizens of Riley County. I would invite you to take time to eat a meal with the seniors at the Manhattan Riley County Senior Center. Go up to Randolph, Riley, Leonardville, Ogden, or Zendale to walk the halls of the Good Shepherd Hospice House and visit with the families who are seeing their family members being cared for in their final days of life. To be a volunteer with the many who volunteer through the RSVP program and provide needed services to individuals without pay or compensation, or go with one of the many who deliver Meals on Wheels, or take part in some of the various programs offered through the Manhattan Riley County Senior Center and the other agencies I represent. The monies you give to our agency help facilitate all of these activities. And for many seniors in our county, these are services that give added inducement and quality to their daily life. For many, it's a lifeline that is crucial to their well-being. Last year, when I came before you, our agencies were in a critical state. As you can remember, there had not been an increase in the funding for agencies in either 5 or 6 years. Many services were being cut back and some were on life support. But thanks to the increase in funding that was granted to us last year, the work of these agencies have been able to continue in good order. And I think you will see in the requests that are before you that each agency has been very resourceful with the allocations and in doing so have seen fit to keep their budget requests similar to the previous year's request. For me, that is a singular point of pride, that these agencies made the most of what they had been given. I have the opportunity to attend on a regular basis the senior meals at Leonardville, Randolph, and Riley. Every other month, the area agency board hears reports from each entity that receives funds, and through all of their encounters, I see and hear of the work and the accomplishments that are being undertaken and fulfilled with the funds that you give us. Last year, the one request that the money that we received would be primarily used for meals. I'm happy to report that that's being accomplished. Meals where a cook is hired to prepare the meals, the cost to the participant is $5, with the balance for the cost of the meals being paid for out of the funds from the local senior meal group. Where there is no cook and various means are to be found to provide a meal, the understanding is that each person attending be given a $5 adjustment for their meal. And so far, that arrangement has seemed to work out okay. The Manhattan-Riley County Senior Center not only serves meal, but is a center for the distribution of Meals on Wheels, and that provides meals and a social contact for numerous senior citizens in Manhattan and the surrounding areas. The Meals on Wheels program, as you know, is overseen by the Flint Hills Area Council of Aging. Riley County is one of 18 counties that receive their services. The area headquarters are located here in Manhattan, and as such, Riley County gains a financial benefit by having its personnel and the bulk of its resources centered in our county. But being one of the 18 counties, Riley County has to share responsibility for meeting the financial needs of that agency. To give some insight into the funding needs of the agency, Riley County has the largest population of all 18 counties that they represent, but it only has the second largest population of citizens over 65 years of age. I believe Saline County is number one. Using these percentages, one can see that the funds designated for this program by Riley County is crucial to the overall success of their program. And really what they do, they go through and take their total budget, and then they take the percentage of how many senior citizens are involved, and that comes up with what they kind of expect Riley County to come up with. The Meals on Wheels program is a very popular and well-regarded program, and because of your help in funding this popular and positive program, you as members of the Riley County Commission may always be able to give a smile of recognition for the part that you play in ensuring its operation. Over 200 people depend upon these meals being prepared for them and delivered by volunteers 5 days a week. I personally know of several individuals who rely upon these meals, and the food and the personal interactions with the deliverers for them is priceless. Yes, Meals on Wheels is important, but so are the other agencies as well. One can not exaggerate the importance of the weekly meals provided by the area community groups. Sharing fellowship around the meal is a time that helps displace loneliness, promotes friendships, and keeps the community spirit alive. Your funding keeps it alive and functioning. The home care and hospice is a vital resource for our communities. Riley County is fortunate to have the Good Shepherd House in our area. It's one of the few hospice houses in the area, and the whole hospice operation is the only nonprofit hospice operation in Manhattan. In addition to hospice needs, they have a program to provide care for individuals in their own homes. And as you can probably tell, I, as an individual living alone, will probably be needing their services in the near distant, right now. In addition, the opportunities for volunteers to provide rides to doctor appointments, for shopping expeditions, for mowing grass, shoveling snow, and other opportunities is a resource offered through the RSVP program. I would be remiss if I did not say a word of thanks to Lori Bishop, who retired this year from her leadership post. Her leadership and influence did much to enhance the worth of the program. People who are willing to share and care are important, as I'm finding out each and every day now. It's great to have an organization that connect the willing with those in need. And if it wasn't for those volunteers, the budget request would be considerably higher. Our agency also supports the Silver-Haired Legislature. The Silver-Haired Legislature meets to develop and recommend legislation for the senators and members of the Kansas legislature to work on and eventually see it become a law. This gives seniors of Riley County a voice in legislation that affects seniors. I believe it is a needed voice. As the senior population continues to grow in numbers and they continue to demand more events and activities, it's easy to see that the services provided by the agency of the Riley County Council on Aging are always going to be in high demand, and with your continued support, they will be able to do that. As I make this request for the funding, I think of Marjorie Woolard, who now resides in the Leonardville Nursing Home, but still makes it to the Randolph Senior Meals quite often. She is now 104, but the weekly senior meals give her the opportunity to get out and share a time of fellowship with others that would not be possible without that service. I think of so many others who find fellowship, a welcoming environment, a place to be away from home, and a warm meal they did not have to prepare. Your funding makes that possible. Yes, I know that in the total sum of all the monies the county spends and appropriates, our request does not come close to what some of your other funded agencies are requesting. But bear in mind, I can assure you that your dollars go further when placed in the hands of a person who lived or was raised by a survivor of the Great Depression days of the 1930s and the rationing days of World War II. These agencies I represent care for, and in many cases are run by these citizens. They have given and served in the past, and with your support and funding, they will be well served and remembered in 2027. Your support in the past has indeed made a difference. Thank you for your continued caring and support, and for your careful consideration of our request again this year. I thank you very much. Any questions?
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, I'm going to learn to be a one-armed bandit here.
I wish you the best of luck, sir.
I'll tell you.
Commissioners, be advised that the other building has apparently lost power and is on generator, and we're experiencing some of that now, so we may lose power at some point.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah.
Which building? The one over?
Yeah, the one right across.
It's actually affecting all of our buildings.
Yeah, I know, on that program, you can't do anything. Where?
Corey's got it.
Right up here, see if you go to that thing, there's rotate.
Oh,
There's a
that-
little arrow right there.
That arrow says that?
Yeah.
50 minutes?
Yeah, no.
I'm looking at
I
it.
couldn't find.
So
But
it's
in
right
at this line across here, there's a double arrow.
Yeah.
Get that, drop down.
Oh, too easy.
That's.
Oh.
rotate.
I tried to look for all
I
the-
printed everything off, so I've got a hard copy of it, but I kind of went through. There was a lot of numbers there.
I think Corey has a quick update. for you
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, I do want to let you know, it's actually affecting all of our buildings.
I can't hear a word about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, where's the gavel?
Yeah, no, it's not.
We're one in order. Whoever else.
Pulling out the gavel.
Yes, I just want to let, it is actually affecting all of our buildings, but parts of each one of the building. We do not know why yet. They're in an alley looking at transformers at the present.
Where?
Do you think it might have, do you think it might have been something from the Wareham?
Okay, now start over.
Yes, sir. All of our buildings are having some sort of power issue down here.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why those are flickering on and off. The entire entryway is dark. Your floor is down altogether. It's affecting all buildings in the same way. Parts are working and parts are not. It's also why your fans went off for some reason. The light.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay, yes.
Right.
So just be prepared that I don't know that it may go dark in here as you try to continue your meeting. We are trying to investigate what's going on. VHS is not aware.
Michael,
It's gonna stay.
can I ask you to supply the?
Well, it went off once already,
There's
so.
a generator on this building, so if these lights go, this will all go out in a matter of 5 minutes. So
Ironically, we're gonna be discussing generators here after.
Okay.
let you know.
I guess.
Great, thank you so much.
Gavel, the other word.
Thanks for seeing us today. My name is Jared Guerin, Operations Director at Be Able, and Scott Vooz, Executive Director. And today we're talking about our new initiative for housing for women. As as you well know, we launched our men's program May of last year, and very successful. We're seeing graduates come out of that program. Whenever we talk about men's housing, one thing, there's a resounding, repeating thing that we hear is, what about the women? And they are for sure on our heart. When we were first launching those 3 houses, the plan was to make one of them dedicated for women. But as we learned and we talked to people who've gone before us, they said that sometimes to have men and women in such close proximity creates more problems than it solves. And so we took that to heart, created it for all men. and we're going to launch a woman's home, a sober living house that is a distance away from our current facility there. So can you talk a little bit about the need for transitional housing and maybe what it looks like in maybe another county like Saline County?
Yeah, sure. When you look at the continuum of housing, unique to Manhattan, we've got a wonderful emergency shelter. We've got a handful of other domestic violence shelter. There's the homestead program as well, and then the Be Able, and then a few other variations of sober living housing. It's a small amount. If you compare that to right down the road in Salina, who has an ample amount of these recovery, transition-based type of housing, they have maybe upwards of 10 times as much as Manhattan does. So we have fallen behind in this regard, and there's reasons for that. Mainly it's because Manhattan, they haven't had the champion force behind this initiative. So it's also important to note that transition-based, also supportive-based housing is different than emergency or warming shelter housing. Also, it's filling the gap between that, but also a year-long traditional lease opportunity. And so we're seeing a handful, more and more individuals who can't qualify for the traditional 1-year opportunity, or they can't handle it. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit.
So our housing program is built on commitment of the person. We want them to be actively pursuing employment, giving a small portion to provide for the program dues, 130 a week, which we think is very reasonable. And also it involves weekly meetings, weekly testing, and recovery meetings that are part of their recovery plan as well. So why this works, on the second page there, we build a team around people. Recovery is not meant to be alone. It is a team sport. One, we have our housing director, and that person will oversee the accountability aspect of holding someone accountable to living the way they need to be living, the testing, and all that kind of things. Case managers, weekly meetings with case managers that be able to walk them through their plans that are tailored to the person, and then also the peer support. We have peer mentors in the homes, and we will have in the ladies' home as well to come alongside them. And people they're just kind of taking a few steps ahead of those people. So just really quick, we're gonna wrap it up, 60 seconds. Can you tell us about Stacy, about why this would be a good fit for her?
Yeah, so at Be Able, we uncover a lot of different type of people, type of needs. Stacy, as an example, is an individual who cannot go to the emergency shelter. She is wheelchair bound primarily. Strokes have impaired the entire right side of her body. So there's significant health complications. Also, she's got a dog as an emotional support animal. All of those elements preclude her ability to go to what's currently available in Manhattan. Also with Stacy, there is some accountability measures. When she arrived at Be Able, she was actually asked she was on track to being evicted due to her non-compliance and issues into her old housing arrangement. So she has some high-level needs that a case management and a team around her would hope to repair. There's a handful of types of Stacy. I just really want to highlight that there's a growing amount of individuals who are outside of the typical structured environment, and because of who they are and what the circumstances that they have, they can't fit in the existing structures.
Yeah. The accreditation team came out to Manhattan, Kansas, walked through our facilities, and you see them on the front page of what I just handed out to you. They were pleased. The only a couple of things we need to do is clean a couple ovens, and we were surprised, pleasantly surprised that they actually used them. So, so in the next month we'll have it accredited, and that is our trajectory for the women's as well. So, love to have any questions if you have any.
Nope. Thank you guys.
Thank you, friends. Appreciate it.
Commissioner, before we start on the next topic here, just because we're potentially about to lose power here within the next, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we're going to continue the meeting as planned even if we lose power. So even if the live stream stops, the commission meeting will still continue as is in the agenda. So just want to make that quick announcement in the event that we lose power. You got it. I'll get you.
Up one there,
The
yeah.
next one.
Oh, no, I thought that was it.
Yep, right there. Yep.
Yeah. It's right for you.
So this is my first time in here, so beautiful. My goodness,
Mhm.
it's really pretty.
It's not a touch screen, just so you know, up there.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. Well, thank you for letting me be here today. My name is Christine Benny. I'm the president of the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition. This is a couple times I've presented here before, so I appreciate you letting me come back again today. So 34 years ago, Riley County Commission asked Charles Arthur, Burke Bayer, and Dick Jepson to start a Veterans Day program. And so they did. And 34 years later, we're still having a parade, and we've actually expanded a lot of our opportunities to our veterans and military in our community. Each year, we've put on this parade to celebrate and honor our military and our veterans in our community. And each year, our numbers have grown. We have more participants in our parade, and of course, we've had many more watching. You know, anywhere from schools. We've had, of course, Fort Riley. We've had veterans organizations, and we have our community that are celebrating and honoring our military. Besides the parade, the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition also, but we do an indoor ceremony each year. We have usually great speakers every year, and our schools come out and sing. And so we enjoy doing that every year. This year, we've helped. The last 2 years, we've helped Stormy Kennedy and Mel Burke help put on a Flag Day ceremony. They've done it for many years, and Christian and I, with the chamber, we decided to step in and help them do that. So we started doing that last year, and this year we'll do that again on June 5th. It's a Sunday. It'll be at the city offices, city Manhattan offices. And so at 1 o'clock. So we decided to keep it on June 15th, I think, because it's Flag Day and it's America's 250. So we'll celebrate that. The other things that the Flint Hills Veterans Coalition also, we do scholarships. We give scholarships to the Manhattan Christian College, Kansas State University, Manhattan Area Technical College. We also give scholarships to the Kansas Honor Guard that's out in Wamego, and then the Boys State and Girls State. And we continue doing that. We love doing that. I think that's a great way to support our children and students in our community. Flint Hills Veterans Coalition is also supported by many organizations in the community, including Riley County, City of Manhattan, Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce, especially Christian Bishop, with the Director of Military Relations, Kansas State University, Veterans Affairs, Knights of Columbus, the Fourth Degree, Ultra Ice, Greater Manhattan Community Foundation through two trusts, the Jack Goldstein and Don Parrish Trust. They allow us to buy our dog tags and our flags that we hand out every year. So this year, as you can tell on, here we go. This year, our theme is centered around America's 250. And with that, we are looking to, our goals there is to celebrate the 250, and our theme this year is Veterans Serving America since 1776. So, and actually we started, the military has started a little bit before that, but we'll start with that. We don't want to, it really was 1775, but it would be confusing and it wouldn't look good on a dog tag. So anyway, so 1776. And of course it includes the parade, but we also, we'll do the Flag Day, which I talked about that already, and then promoting our military driving tour. We actually, if you go to our website, we have a military driving tour that we put out there so you can drive around, click on the link on the link that's in the website, and it'll tell you about the different places that are here in Manhattan that are military related. And then a couple other things that we'll be doing will be showcasing our veterans in our community. We hope to do some videos of some veterans that are in our community and be able to show those out throughout throughout the year until Veterans Day. So with that, we are requesting again our $1,000, which we've asked for the last couple of years, and that's what we were asking for this year. So with that, if you have any questions, otherwise, thank you so much, and thank you for your continued support. All right.
Thank you, Christine.
We have a police power, so we have plenty copies of John's presentation in case we lose it while he's talking.
Would it be better just to go ahead and start now?
Well,
Get
yeah.
to 11, try to get as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it really?
If
gotta
you
go
planned this out this
today?
morning, John, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
Going down, so. John Ellerman, Public Works. This morning, as I promised, we have a discussion on the LEC generator. Right now, it's out of commission. We've had some issues with a bad head, antifreeze all over the floor and in the oil. And instead of repairing it with a $20,000+ bill for just one head, and not knowing if the other head was next to capping or anything else, it just appeared to Jacob and his people that this is maybe a start of failure of that machine. And then instead of putting a lot of money into repairs, being 26 years old, it came with the building. So it's now we're suggesting we replace it. They've gone through and done some checking on, see who has anything available on the lot that we could get. Foley's the only one that had something of the handful that he's called. He got quotes from all of them to get new ones coming. If we have to order one, it's 25 to 33, 38 weeks out. We are currently paying about $9,000 a month for the rental generator they have on site, because the existing one's down. Foley does have one on site that'll work for us, and that's what we're requesting as a sole source purchase, to go ahead and purchase that generator and get that coming. I think they said 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully maybe sooner, we can get it in and installed. The generator itself is about $229,000. What else? Where am I going with everything? Yeah, I think that's what we're asking, is if our procurement code allows us to do sole source, if that we can show, and I think they've done their due diligence looking for one. It's here available now. We can get it sooner. The sooner we get that up and running, we dropped it $9,000-10,000 a month lease or rental, and then get them back up and running.
John, can I ask quickly, is it your intention to do this under like an emergency procurement? I'm assuming.
Well, the reason we said we were presenting sole source is you didn't think the emergency would work, but I mean, as far as definition of the emergency, no, but I think our sense of emergency is getting it in here now and
run security systems,
security and all that of the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that would qualify.
Yeah.
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Yeah,
That's the big one, really.
I just want to make sure it's clear which one we're authorizing it under.
Okay, well, and the rental cost, so at $9,000 a month, and we're projecting $16,000, how long does it take to, have we got it now? And what?
We don't have it now. It's 4 to 6 weeks to get it, and probably another couple of weeks to get the transfer switch and the electrical stuff run and installed. Everything up and running, so we can get it there. We need to, as we get it there, we can get everything started. Or as we can get the electrical started. We need the generator and the transfer switch, and those are the two that's gonna take the longest to get delivered.
Okay, but oh,
And
okay.
that's being conservative on, that's 2 months of.
So $18,000 in rental.
It's a generator in stock, but delivered in 6 to 8 weeks, but that gives us the time.
I'm not sure exactly where that's located, the generator.
It'll be shipping directly from Caterpillar, but Foley is gonna bring it to us.
Okay. So
Oh,
it's not in
exactly.
town, but it's something they have available for us.
Oh, okay.
It's only 2 to 3 weeks out. It's the transfer switch that is gonna take
4
6 to 8.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
You have approved the CIP for 350,000, so this was the purchase and the electrical and hooking it back up to the natural gas, and those things will all fall into that project. By doing it now, also, we're saving probably $60,000-$70,000 on the price of a new one, besides the wait time.
Not sounds like something needs to be done there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any salvage value in the
was
old
gonna ask
generator?
that.
I don't know if there's gotta be copper in there or something.
I don't know if anybody's willing to give us any money for it. Foley's willing to haul it off for us, which may be a benefit in itself, because it's big and heavy and we need a crane to get it off and a crane to put the new one on, so.
That's probably what they'll do with it. They'll salvage it if you let them take it.
Yeah. But yeah, if they'll haul it off, that's a big part of it.
Appropriate during budget time.
It's always something.
Always.
Well, you have to have reserves.
Yeah. Is
Says
that
who?
is that their main generator? What-
That's the only
what is-
generator.
The only
Is the
generator
only
they have.
generator, they don't have.
Right now, they're renting.
We've sized renting, but. That's a big building over there for one generator. isn't it?
But now everything gets backed up, just like office building or most of them, just the essential servers, jail cameras, jail security, and dispatch. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd move to approve purchase of the generator from Foley Power Solutions under the sole source provisions of the Riley County procurement.
Do we need to say the amount too? You're requesting 350 from CIP, right?
It's already been approved.
That's fine. I'm just, basically, we're asking to purchase this now, and so go
okay,
through a
okay,
bid process.
That's fine. I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the purchase of the generators from Foley Power Solutions under the sole source provision of Raleigh County Procurement Code. One favor?
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Always bring us good news.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
doing this soon.
let's take
Yeah.
a little break before we jump into the executive session.
Well, that's fine.
Well, we're gonna be in the dark.
We have temporary in place that will keep your internet and everything up, but again, I cannot promise. When it might go down, the update is still 12:30, 1 o'clock before Evergy will have power resolved, so.
When?
12:30 or 1.
12:30
or 1 is currently what it shows on their trouble map.
Do we want to continue?
You want the full,
Well, I need to go to
need
the
an answer.
restroom.
you want the full time, don't
I,
you?
well, yeah, I need 20.
I do
Sorry.
need to quit.
If you want it.
I need to go to the restroom.
Okay,
guys.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Wait.
My legs going numb.
Yeah, you're fine.
Things in life are necessary.
Maybe we should reschedule both of the last items.
Not this one. I need answers. I need to get more direction.
But the other one, right?
Yeah, the other one you
I
can, but
think,
this one.
I think that needs to be a public discussion. If it goes down, maybe it doesn't.
Well, so.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna see
interesting
one.
Yeah. What the power is. Fortunately, you don't have to blinds up, so you don't have to open them. Yeah. Plenty of natural light.
Wonder if it's just the wind that's causing it. Is it Wareham, the stuff going on at the Wareham? They did something.
We lose power down here a lot, don't
I
we?
went and talked to VHS. They said, "No, ours is so fine. We aren't doing anything power." So,
Okay.
yeah.
Huh. I mean, it is pretty windy out there, I guess.
It is. Yeah. This is probably our first windy since they did the work in the alley too.
Uh,
Well, the average map is right over us.
Yeah.
I was thinking, it was looking to see if it was all down, but it was, yes.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Disappear.
Stuck us with a push
Special
pin.
for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a corkboard push pin.
Good John. So that's where his husband's.
Randy.
Randy.
Mhm.
She's smiling against.
She is.
She's a hoot.
Don't disagree.
Always fun. Yeah, always having fun.
We had a pretty interesting discussion yesterday.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Had Brittany running.
On the other side of the river.
Yeah, she mentioned that. How long do we need?
could do shorter if you guys have pretty quick deliberation, but.
Well, just,
You got the-
yeah, I've got it, I guess. Oh, so I usually just hand it to her.
Not fair.
Thank you.
Oh, did you? What is it? June 10th, okay.
You're at 08. Do you want to say 30?
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, all better.
That's right. I'd do it. That's how. I love it.
Okay, I move the county commissioners, including Chairwoman Foki, Vice Chairman Ford, and Commissioner McKinley, with Jacob Hansen, County Councilor, and Michael Hawthorne, Assistant County Councilor, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act regarding confidential legal advice on pending litigation. The open meeting to resume in the County Commission chamber at 11:30 a.m.
One second.
It's been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for the reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Commissioner, you are live again. Okay, I'll move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
Second.
That's been moved and seconded that the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
I'll move the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the record reflects action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session. All in favor? Okay.
We
the
just got
next-
power back.
We've got power, okay. The next one is, we've got discussion of the, work session for the reorganization.
That's here.
I know, I'm looking for all
But I
my
can't
stuff.
find it.
Here
There it is.
I did bring
I put it in a
Well,
file.
everybody's been giving us papers. So we got stacks.
Well, and I'll tell you, I actually in my new office couldn't find my folder, that's the actual reorganization folder, so we had to recreate a couple of things this morning and we'll go from there. Oh, I should say, good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Elizabeth Ward, Riley County Human Resources Director. And so I did send out some information, just regarding a list of to-dos and also a draft of the position description. And I kind of just, I can take notes as things you want changed, modified, questions, research, whatever we need
I think we're heading in the right direction there.
with the job description.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to see it tailored a little bit differently, but we've been through that discussion already, so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But we need to get moving on this if we're gonna get it done in time, so it is what it is.
It just seems very long and wordy. And
That's a lot of
I know they're
responsibilities.
all kind of that way, but that's,
This one in particular,
yeah,
but I
it's just really wordy from where we start.
All right.
think that goes with the
Yeah.
framework of the position itself.
Well, the position, this is the format of position description that Riley County uses. And I don't know if there's essential functions you're referring to, Catherine, or more like the skills experience. Those things help us grade the position. So it basically everything on that's half of the second and the third page are things that help us grade the position and explain where it fits in the hierarchy of Riley County. And so when we advertise, we do take out that middle section and we just include the essential functions, secondary functions, and then the KSAs, the knowledge, skills, and abilities is what we would advertise with. It's about a 2-page document when we get done with that.
Okay. Trying to figure out where we are.
What is the process for recruitment? I mean, what tools are we using? What's that
Yeah.
process gonna look like?
Well, so that's a good question because prior to Vivian leaving, I had kind of sent her some recruiting materials, asked her if we could create those in-house or something similar. And I don't know if you all have seen anything like that. I can bring some examples. I'll bring some examples to you. Generally for a position like this, you're going to want to put like a glossy out that has, what is the benefit of working at Riley County, talk about Manhattan and Riley County as a place to live, try to really showcase what the highlights of the position and the purpose, the impact on the community are. Since we don't have a PIO right now, we would probably have to go external to create some documents like that.
Might talk to Allison, whether it's the chamber could use the Made for Manhattan setup.
Yeah, I think that all of that has to come into play. We have to get that information for sure. I can certainly talk to her. I don't know that they have the capacity to create.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're on the right path. Yeah, that kind of stuff of why you should come and live here, why this is a great place to live. Mhm.
I did have found my papers. I did have some questions or not necessarily concerns or changes, whatever. I just want to make sure that this position knows, well, like under essential, for instance, essential functions, responds to citizens' concerns and ensures appropriate resolution. We get, as commissioners, we do get a lot of citizen concerns, but if I don't know at what point that a citizen would contact the county administrator, maybe, I don't know, but I would want something to make sure that if somebody would contact the county administrator, he or she would refer them to which commissioner's district it was in. I don't know how you would.
Well, a lot of these contexts are going to be things like open records requests. They're going to be questions about who's in charge of this, who's in charge of that. I mean, people are going to contact this person because they're going to be representing your purpose, your policy. They're not going to be asking them to make changes the way they would to you. I mean, you're still be the commissioner.
I think you're gonna get mostly inquiries about organizational
You know,
type
about who-
things.
Who do I talk to about this? or
Yes,
that?
yeah, or so-and-so didn't respond well, or, you know, this customer service response or something like that they might get. I think for your concern, Catherine, I think that is going to be part of your instruction, part of your direction to the person to say, hey, remember, we don't want you to act on our behalf when it's a commissioner level decision or complaint. We want
Yeah,
you to
that maybe that's something we could.
because we want that, I think you want them to respond to all of those things that are daily operational questions. But I think you want them to refer things that are commissioner level. And so I think some of that is, all of that's going to come from your direction, and then just practice and say, no, hey, this one, let's handle this differently in the future.
Yeah, it's a supervisory function that we will have to do for a while.
I can't stress enough that the more clear you can be and the more communicative you can be with the administrator, I think the better product you're going to get, to just so that they know what you expect.
Just finding out, but like I say, the first couple of months, we're gonna have questions and they're gonna have questions
Agreed.
about where the lines are.
I agree. Yeah. And then I think as you settle in and you learn each other and trust each other, I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing, that you somebody, if we can get someone experienced, you know, honest and has great integrity, then we'll sort those things out. That'll be able to be sorted. They're still going to talk regularly to all of your department heads. So they're going to hear the push pull over here and the direction here and be able to navigate that and create something. Probably not day one. It'll take a while.
And then,
Session.
I got one more.
Sure.
On secondary functions, where this goes, ensures human relations and department heads collaborate for appointment, compensation, discipline, change in status. I want to make sure that, you know, department heads and elected officials can talk to us directly. That they don't think they have to go to this person for those kinds of things.
So this is personnel decisions. So this would be specifically what HR serves the department heads. So this would be things like hiring a customer service rep, determining the new hire compensation, if there's a discipline action, and if there's a change in status, like a termination, separation. Those are all the things that we do now, but the administrator will oversee human resources. So put in there just to make sure human resources is doing the
Human
job
resources.
appropriately.
Collaborates.
Yeah, so
Collaborates with them.
right, so that's what we do right now. If any of the department heads in here have a question, have a concern, have a discipline, then they and human resources, we discuss it and try to determine where it falls in the disciplinary, where it falls in the compensation, whatever. And then most of those, unless it's a termination, don't come to the commissioners. I mean, they do come to you to approve, right? But the process is already done between the department head and human resources. And so that is basically what's meant to say there, is that this person will ensure that collaboration is happening between HR and department heads. And I think that's, again, comes to communication, right? So, I mean, I would hope that we hire someone who has some administrative background and can understand how to manage these pretty big divisions like finance and HR and PIO. And also,
We're kind of asking for it. I mean, 10 years of experience, they would already have it.
yeah, I surely hope so. I hope and they have it and they're effective, I guess I should say. Yeah, they will have it. Yes, good point. They'll have it because we're requiring it, but we'd like them to be good at it.
But then they also, then they might think they don't have to refer anything if they've got so much experience.
Well, again, I think all of that, and I'm very happy to help walk through that, like help you guys create some directional parameters. I think that has to come from you guys as the supervisors. I think as much, maybe it's a little more direction than you give your other department heads who are subject matter experts in certain areas. I think it's more of organizational direction that you've got to give them.
We're not going to give up the monthly reports from our department heads.
Well, you had determined not to, so that was on the list. It's not reflected in this job description. That'll just be, again, direction saying we want to continue with monthly updates. and what we're trying to write in, I guess, to that same point, Catherine, is that the administrator, the department heads would go to the administrator and say XYZ dollars or XYZ policy. The administrator will give them advice. And when there's a discrepancy, the department said, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. We're in agreement. Great, they move on. When the administrator and the department head have a disagreement, see it from different angles, then it's what I understood that we're writing in is they would come to you guys and say, hey, administrator believes this is the policy, department head believes it applies this way. How do you guys want to handle it?
Is that one, and that kind of gets one of the answers, one of my head under supervisory control that operates with substantial independence in executing the policy. But that's like substantial. If it does come down to disagreement between them, then we get to referee.
Yeah, that's the direction that we've said. So they would have, what I understand you to say, and what I'm trying to say in here is they would have the ability to say, yes, that followed policy, no, it doesn't, or that's a not approved purchase. And then if everybody says, yeah, okay, I see that point, that's just done. It's just taken care of. But when the department head says, no, you're not quite understanding the nuance of my division, then they would say, okay, well, let's find time to talk to the commissioners about this decision. Still, reports would come to you. I mean, they're still going to be reporting their activity. Yeah, I would imagine you would add in weekly, if not more, update from the administrator. I mean, they're going to have a good handle on things happening day to day, similar to the way Jacob does his administrative updates. I feel like you'd have a time in there. So I think the more communication you have with the administrator, the more effective it'll be.
Well, we got to get one first to get there.
Yes, sir.
So we don't put that necessarily in these documents in another.
Well, it's like a process. That's more the process of how you want them to do the job. So these would be their expectations, requirements, and then how you want them to do them has to come from you saying, okay, well, it's new, but here's what we think. Yeah. And how do you think? Well, okay, let's reorganize because that didn't work out that well. The communication didn't work that well on that one. But yes, so a lot of times I talk to supervisors about, you don't want in the job description how you do the job. You want what you're responsible for, and then how you do it comes from the supervisor, so which would be you three.
The other one, I had questions back on the first page of it. That's the primary point of contact for internal operations and external partnerships. And then later on, down under the function says represents county in interactions with local, state, and federal agencies. They can't make commitments, can they?
I don't think
people. I mean, that's.
Yeah. So what we had talked about, I guess, commitments. I'm thinking about like contracts. We had talked about contracts being routed, counselor, department head, counselor, administrator, then you. So they're not going to make commitments that you haven't already agreed on. They could take you, like if the three of you say, yes, execute XYZ, similar to you do now with the department heads, then they can make that commitment.
There are some statutory functions that an administrator could be allowed to do on their own. An example would be like the bathroom bill that we just had. In the statute, it says the governing body or its administrator, chief administrator officer can be the one that conducts the appeals. So it's things like that could be in other statutes where they recognize a position like that exists and allows them to operate with some autonomy.
Right. And I think, again, unless you understand it differently, that comes down to how do they want this person to operate?
Agreed.
So what kind of things, which again, maybe it'll take some time, but what kind of things do we expect? Okay, you just handle that level thing on our behalf, or these things we, do not do something new or different or that hasn't been previously approved without our consent.
Say like if we say we want a weekly report or bi-weekly report, then they would put those things in. I met so-and-so and
I would think so. Yeah. And I would say again, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, so I'm sorry, but I would just say again, what they don't have in their report, let them know, comment back. I know I feel like I'm speaking maybe for all of the department heads, but for me, when I do my reports, if it's not what you want, you got to just tell us and then we will modify. If you hear things are missing or you get too much of something you don't really care about, let us know.
I'd say the questions are just the details, which will have to be worked out. really one-on-one. with
Agreed. Yeah, the how you guys want this person to operate.
Get that position filled.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I think you have to have a really good handle that these are the things they should be responsible for, so that when you interview, you really say, okay, can this person effectively do the things we want? And are they able to receive and modify information that the commissioners say, do this a little differently?
Yeah.
I was looking at this sheet from April 9th and 16th, on what we all agreed to by consensus, and
Mhm.
see if that's.
Trying to put that, yes, I went through that too, trying to make sure it was in there, and then, of course, used some of the things from the statute and some of the things from other counties, and so that's how we ended up with what I believe you were intending. Okay, org chart, I know I gave you a copy of a potential org chart. Is that, I just want to confirm, that looks like you want it to be, it's not different than the one I handed you last week, but since we're hammering it out.
On Thursday, when you set this out, it's that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
Yeah, okay. And then time, or not necessarily timeline, it's kind of put in a timeline, but the to-do list was that first page. Are there anything, things missing, things you want to remove? Are there dates that you're thinking, that doesn't really function? Because again, these are, I put them in a date structure, but it's a proposed.
I mean, I guess so we have to work pretty closely with you through this process. Is that gonna work for you? I mean,
Well, we hope so.
it's a pretty quick timeline. I think we can do it, but
Yeah.
do we have the capacity?
Normally, we would definitely have the capacity, and we've got a couple of things on our plate that we need to wrap up.
Right.
And I will, just to be honest, we'll need external resources for like creating recruiting and, getting those things. So I will bring that to you. If you kind of approve this idea, I'll bring you, hey, here's potential recruiting things. I'll talk to Allison and some different things. I got the impression that you'd like this person to start, in an ideal world, that first week in January. So we kind of work backward from that, with that January final transition. So hiring process, try to open the administrator position mid-September, try to conduct interviews in November, make that offer so that they would have the whole month of December to hopefully a month and a half, December and half of November to, do whatever they need to do in their current job. Depending on who you hire, we may have to negotiate. They might not start till mid-January, but kind of putting a protective timeline there.
That does give you, give you a chance to get some other stuff off your plate.
Yeah.
Before again, the only things that, because really through June through August, there's not a lot of, I don't think it's, I hope it's not gonna be a lot of your time, but I know like certain finding office locations and stuff
Mhm.
that I know that's, John gets to do that.
Yeah. And I'm glad you. I'm glad.
We're willing to talk to you about it too.
And that is one of the things that the guys wanted Corey and John to make sure, do you approve them starting to make a plan and do some proposals for administration space?
Yeah, who moves where and how and when, those kind of, we
You
might
get
have to
desk
do a
orders for
temporary
here.
space in January.
I was assuming that's probably what we were gonna have to do, because it's gonna take a while in the process to get some sort of space renovated, but.
Well, what I think, and you guys please speak up if I'm saying it incorrectly, what I think is they'd like permission to go ahead and start researching.
Yeah.
Thinking about what would work well, thinking about the space that we have and the space needs studies and the future spaces, and then be able to come to you and say, okay, here are some of our options. We think this one will be best, and you guys could decide from there. They just didn't want to overstep and start doing that ahead of time without.
And we need to figure, if we're gonna do this, we need to figure all that.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Do you guys have any other questions about like location that I didn't cover?
Which buildings, we've got various buildings, and probably the administrator should probably be in this building, so. Or the one next door.
I'll defer that one to John.
Yeah, I think you guys will come with your best, I think your best recommendation. I mean, the county has 3 campuses now. The largest one being there with the emergency services, second largest being the public works, and then we've got our downtown. which has several offices, but number-wise, less staff people. Of course, commissioners meet here, so I think you guys are just gonna take all of that into consideration.
Yeah. Ideally, inside, outside, all around the box, and here's what are your thoughts on what we have represented?
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe. We'll talk about it later.
Well, and I think if we continue doing these reorganization progress, they can take that time on one of them and say, okay, now today we're going to talk about location and give you all that information, just keeping our schedule moving forward. You see in there, they identify private office space for HR. That is currently where we've moved in the health department, we kind of have that and also continue to have it. So I didn't know if I just didn't want to be confusing about that.
That's long term or not. But
Right. And so that's just in there as
that's part of
theirs. Yep. Yes. And so I didn't want you to think like, yes, we have moved. Yes, we are there, but also long term. So I think other than that, you know, that what we have in this May, June is that budget. I know that Brittany has presented on that, and we've been working on that a little bit from your direction. I did include some information in this packet, thinking about the administrator pay rate. There's something for you guys to mull over, and then I can bring back actual budget numbers and those worksheets that we talked about. But you can see the professional pay scale for 2026 includes all of our directors and professional employees. The proposal I have is putting the administrator at KK. So again, we can talk through why that is, and we can, you know, but I wanted to give you this information to think through. And then did some processes. And then this morning I did run, I ran some comparisons for you that has all of the department heads' pay, current pay for comparison, as well as some of those that I was able to get from other counties. So just trying to think about where we stand with internal equity and external comparisons. So I guess I just wanted you to be able to see, you know, where other people lie. This person won't be supervising department heads, but will be interacting pretty heavily. And you've got the pay rates of the department heads in there. And obviously some of them have to have special degrees, special certifications, specialized experience. So.
Because I've been trying to.
Yeah.
Because I know we had one of
so.
those back the first year trying to figure out all this stuff.
And I will tell you, as I mentioned, I lost my folder in the move. I will find it, but I had this done, the one for the comparison, I had it done with benefits as well. So I will keep looking for that and get it to you, because some of them have really monetarily significant benefits. I mean, $4,000 or $5,000 car stipends, memberships to different clubs, cell phone stipends that are significantly more than ours. So I just think the reason I want you to think about that is, I know, John, you mentioned it a couple of times, is the candidate pool is not large. And we may be pulling from some of the competitors, or our candidates may be looking at some of those similar counties or cities. And so I just think it's important to understand where the market is, so that we get somebody great.
Yeah, and looking through those ones you sent us over, there was some.
Yeah.
I mean, odd things that were benefits.
I thought there were some unusual things too, but they do have monetary value, so
Yeah.
things to consider. Yeah, agreed. So I think that kind of covers everything I had on the list. I don't know if you guys have some timelines of other things. You can see those additional items on the bottom of the to-do list. We've got some pay grades that have been requested to be revised, and policy for elected officials. I don't know if you want me to start working on those, if you want to look at a June, August timeframe, if you want to take them off the list.
Where is that?
Just on that, the to-do list, that progress report. Yeah, the bottom two items don't have a timeline. And I didn't know if you wanted me to also add in there commissioner pay rate from the last discussion on Monday as a topic.
Let's keep those separate.
Okay, yeah, okay. Good. Yay, nay on those additional items, timeline on them?
I hadn't really thought about timeline on those. I'm trying to wrap my head around the position itself. so.
I agree. And the only reason I have them and I'm kind of pushing is because we're also in budget season.
Yeah, that's why I say that revising pay grade, that's, something has to be done in budget
Yeah.
season, we can't.
Yeah, but you don't have to decide today. I mean, I
No.
think we have until sometime in June, which is so far away.
Saying that. Said it about May, and you know, it's almost over, so.
We've about gone through everybody, haven't we?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, today was your last.
Today was the tough one.
Well, we have one more budget to present.
I'm behind you.
Health
Yeah.
department.
Oh,
sorry.
that's right, yeah.
The troublemaker back.
I've been working on that. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, anything else that I can get for you? Anything that you want to talk about the next time? I guess any direction at all?
You want to be on the agenda for the next couple meetings.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should, if you're good with that, I think we should continue to meet about reorganization. John, Corey, up here and budgets and just keep working through the list.
Yep.
If you have other things to add to the to-do list that come to your mind, please send them and I'll add them into that progress timeline.
So do we have consensus from the board, at least as far as the position description? It's gonna
Yes.
go.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. Okay, I appreciate it. Obviously, we'd want to recruit with the position description you approve. You can make this position description changes, but we want to do it not midway or halfway through. We need to, if we would have that halfway through recruiting, we'd have to close the position and reopen it so that we can have a fair recruiting process. So it's really good to make sure you're committed to it.
So when we advertise, do they have to click on something else to get the description if they're interested? How does that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I could show you that anytime if you'd like me to
Okay.
give a demonstration. You want me to do that next time?
Well, we'll come see you.
Yeah. Absolutely. We can do it one-on-one. We have a career page and where they go to, but we'll also be recruiting in several other, we'll be recruiting in KAC, we'll be recruiting in ICMA, all the municipality governance sites. And then we will put it on Indeed as well and sponsor it there because we just need to get it out to everyone who could be potential candidates.
Do you do like LinkedIn? Do you do that? Or does that work?
Yes
I don't
and
know.
no. So I am a big fan of LinkedIn for these professional positions. Coming from a private recruiting background, I think that is where you get highly professional people.
Mhm.
There are some issues with LinkedIn related to the social media archiving. So Vivian had asked me to stop doing anything, including stop posting anything about Riley County, no posting on LinkedIn at all. So I guess I need Jacob's advice on that, and maybe you can look into that. I think it's a great recruiting tool.
What was the issue?
Yeah, so the issue would be is that if you're using it as a resource, you need to, that you're creating a public record. And so for creating a public record, we have to be able to access it, utilize it. If anybody asks for it, we got to be able to provide it. Or it could be tangentially related to it. So, and I'm assuming probably the issue is that there's no way for us to archive.
There's no way for
that.
them to archive it. So I
Yeah.
don't know if we've ever
So
discussed
maybe
it.
we
Can I
have
just?
to learn how to pull it off would be the trick.
And not to open a can of worms, but from an HR recruiting side, it's really no different than Indeed or any of the job boards that pull our stuff. They're all the same job posting.
Mhm.
Now, what counts as public record is your court, but
Would that be public record for everything we do or just for the HR? part?
Yeah, no, it'd be public record is public record. It's out for anybody to request.
well, and
For us as a duty to retain.
and those things never go away online, so you can always still find them online, but there's
You would just
things
go to your
LinkedIn
own
doesn't
site
do.
and pull it off of there.
Yeah,
As long as it exists, as long as it maintains and keeps existing, which after, so many years, that stuff probably falls off. Which is probably not consistent with what the retention schedules require.
well, I wonder if we could work together and try to be creative, because if we did screenshots, if we printed them off, if we said, put a date, this is, when, and then we kept them in our hiring folders,
Yeah.
it wouldn't go away.
I think there's a way we could work through it for sure. We would need to use Corey's technical expertise probably for most of that discussion, I'd say.
Okay, what I know is LinkedIn isn't able to do it, but I think we can do it. Okay, thank you.
Definitely.
A lot more than I started with, for sure. They're playing with this one.
I'm trying to figure out where all the files are.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I don't have anything else. It's been a day.
I'm good.
Okay.
Had enough.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to adjourn the May 14th meeting of Riley County Commission.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the May 14th meeting of Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brittany, Rich, nice chat with you.